Hello guys, what's up? I'm Brian here doing another video for you guys, and this time we are doing a live stream talk on the first day of SDCC 2018, and really I didn't expect much to come out of SDCC 2018, and then all of a sudden, hey, here's a whole bunch of news. So basically I have to update you guys on what's going on. So what happened on the previous live stream, because I was about to go live and then I just didn't really do anything, I had to go off. Basically, if you guys don't know, I am a diabetic, and I thought, okay, I'm fine to do this live stream, and then it turned out I wasn't extremely low, I wasn't bad or anything like that. It was just lower than I've been for a while, so it was kind of frightening for me, and I didn't want to go on a live stream constantly worried about my reading. So I wanted to go calm down for a while, and then once I got it up for a little bit, I'm now able to do this live stream and talk to you guys. There will be probably a couple of times where I have to check my reading to see if I'm okay, because I get kind of nervous sometimes when I'm doing stuff. If you guys have noticed in some previous videos, I'll just kind of like shake my leg or just seem out of place. Like I'll just go like this and just do that and whatnot. That's just me getting nervous because I want to do a video, but I'm constantly freaking out that maybe my blood reading will go low at this time and it will just be a nightmare. So that's generally something about me that you guys probably don't know about. So yeah, I do feel better. Oh my God, we got 30 viewers, 31 viewers now. Oh, we're gonna get right into SDCC stuff in a bit. I really didn't expect 30 viewers right away. So yeah, I basically wanted to say that, and then also the video that did go up about SDCC. I really didn't expect much to come out of the first day, so I did that video thinking, okay, that's pretty much it. I will get to the comments in a second. But sorry, I got sidetracked. So yeah, I basically uploaded that video before I thought, okay, we're done here. This is pretty much the first day, and then the next day we'll focus on more stuff. And then it turned out, holy crap, there's a whole bunch of new reveals, and we got to talk about them. There is a closed case that is not showing a couple of figures, but I think I know what that is, and I think we already know what, or have already seen the figures. I think it's those Generations War for Cybertron figures, because if you notice that the displays don't have those Siege War for Cybertron figures, but that little commercial thing did. We're going to talk about those figures. We're going to talk about the Studio Series repaints. We're going to talk about the new G1 reissues. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff. I'm pretty sure you guys are excited to hear my opinion. Right before we do that, I need to do one more thing. Hello, Ian Hawks. Hello, Manza Zappers. Hello, the Ultra 2 Show. Hello, Dank Starscream. Hello, Hotshot Gamer. Hello, King Diddy Kirby. Mondo711, fan of Transformers anime and other stuff. Ren Fires, Transformers reviews and stuff. And Angelida Fernandez Baker. Hopefully I got that name right. Bone Crusher 208 XD. Ghost Hoodie 300. V Revolticon. Let's see. Baldy. Prime 1. Gabriel Darabin. RodimusPrimal. Hello. Bumblebee Flemistar. Hey, RodimusPrimal. Do you want to try and get in this hangout so that we can have a code discussion? I don't know if you're busy right now. The Clone Ranger. Gregory Terrell. Yes, Gabriel, I'll get to the news in a second. Mark2131. We love you. You man. Oh, thank you. Blue Ink 22, if I didn't say your name. I got already Battle Mask, Windblade, Cyber Battalion, Shockwave, Dark of the Moon, Voyager, Sentinel Prime, ooh, and Studio Series Jazz and Lockdown. They actually showed up on my Toys R Us site for the Lockdown. I could try, but I would have to try doing it on my phone. My wife is asleep. Okay. I mean, if you are, only if you're able to. If not, that's fine. Or if you want. Like, I'm not, don't feel like you're being pressured into doing it. At least I hope you're not feeling pressured into doing this. Okay, so the first thing I want to get to is the G1 reissues. They have very G1-like packaging, which I do like. I'm going to send you the link on Twitter, if that's fine, in your messages. Because I'm pretty sure people are now going to go to your Twitter thinking, oh, there's the link. Okay, so G1 reissues. The interesting part about those is they have the G1 packaging, which I notice that some people do not like because it's pretty much selling nostalgia and stuff like that. I was not born in the 80s. I was not raised in the 80s. So I just, hello, Optimus Prime, and Declan, I can't say your name. Jason Star Prime. Hello, Jason. Dan the Random Gamer. Oh, God, we're up to 40 people now. Holy crap. Anyways, I was not born in the 80s. So I did not get to experience going into Walmart or anything like that and going to see these Transformers on the shelves and being able to pick them, especially when it comes to the mini-bots. Those are cool. Hello, Prime Gaming Productions. Yeah, I'm fine now. Hello, Kitty Craft. Those G1 reissues, I love the packaging because I've never been to a store and actually saw them. I've been to toy fairs where they have those figures. Like, we got the toy fair out here, the Victoria's Ultimate Hobby and Toy Fair. And then there was another toy fair that was running around here that we actually went to first, and they had a lot of G1 figures in their original packaging. They were already open. They didn't have the bubble around it, but they had the box for them. And that was cool to see, but to actually go to a Walmart and see those figures on the shelves, that sounds pretty cool. Hello, Plush King 101. I'm sorry if I don't, say hello to everyone and get to the chat. There's a lot to talk about with SDCC. So, anyways, so we've got Devastator now. We had the Rodimus Prime or Hot Rod figure before. That's not really news, but it's cool to see him pop up again. We also have Starscream that comes with a Megatron-esque gun, so that's pretty cool. Dan, I already gave you the shout out, so no. Oh, by the way, that reminds me, someone asked for a sub for sub. People apparently still do that. Okay. Getting off track, I need to focus on this. So the Starscream comes with the Megatron gun. That looks pretty cool. I want to get that because it looks neat. And then when it comes to the actual revealed figures, we have Devastator and we have the mini-bots. Now, Devastator and the mini-bots were already rumored as is, thanks to, I think, RobotKingdom.com. Now, I wasn't really denying that it would happen, but, I'm kind of skeptical. Someone had a kind of an argument with me the other day about this guy saying something was going on with the Bumblebee movie, and I was skeptical, and they didn't really agree with me on how I was skeptic or something like that. Basically, I was skeptical, and I guess take it or leave it, So, these the pictures of Devastator, the pictures of the mini-bots, that's not surprising, but it's still cool to see. The Devastator box is much like the original pack. It's not like the separate ones. It's much like the pack, where you have all 6 of them, and then you also have the little pieces. Unfortunately, it's about 75 bucks, which is a lot better than what the original one will get you, because I've seen the original on or in cases, which I have a funny story on, and I'll talk about that in a sec. But I've seen the original one in cases out of box for about 120 bucks. So 75 is not really that bad of a price. It's still cool to see. I have a KO version of Devastator, so I'm not sure if I'll go after this. I might, because it's the genuine one. The KO one kind of cut corners, and it's not that great in quality. But still looks cool, and people who want a Devastator, there you go. We also have the mini bots. We have Bumblebee, which if you actually seen the packaging, it has the Bumblebee with the face mask. That's a cool little thing. You can also see the Outback, which I think I called Fallback in the video, but that's because of the reveal of the Shields figure that was renamed into Fallback. We also had the Tailgate, which I'm excited for. I want to get that Tailgate. It looks really good. And then the Swerve figure, which I'm pretty sure people are going to go crazy for. This is for, hello, Philip. This is for, oh, Master Builder 164. I don't know if I give you a shout out. This is for, 4 mini bots in the lineup. I wonder if they're going to do a second wave and what's going to come out in that second wave. Now, so far in the first wave, it seems like their primary focus is figures that are coming out at the time. We have Outback, which has a Power of the Primes figure. We have Tailgate, which also has a Power of the Primes figure. And then we have Bumblebee, which is going to be the main lead coming up for the next Transformers film. And then we've got Swerve, which is the only outcast of the lineup. You know, he doesn't really have a brand new figure out, but still, it's pretty cool to see Swerve come back again. So what do I think is going to be the next wave of figures? I think that it might be Brawn, it might be Windcharger, and if I have to place a guess, I would say maybe Huffer and maybe Warpath. If I have to do extra little guesses, I'd say, because it seems like they're doing the repaints first rather than the originals, which is kind of weird, but I guess that's Hasbro nowadays. Maybe Pipes instead of Huffer. And let's see. I got 2 mini bots down there, and it's making me think. And I'm also trying to think of the legends. Brawn, that was another one. Sea Spray would be cool, but I'm just thinking of like, well, we have these molds already, so it'd just be easier for them to make another Brawn, Windcharger, blah blah blah. So I mean, I'm just thinking along those lines. V, can you do me a favor and just say hi to the new people coming in? I sent a message to you on Twitter. Let's see. Oh, story time, I forgot. With Devastator. So, like I said, with Devastator, I saw a bunch of them in the cases. Oh, okay, now I get it. I saw a bunch of them in the cases, and I heard some kid complain about the Devastator because apparently it was missing pieces and all this shit. Meanwhile, the Devastator looked complete to me. I don't know what he was exactly talking about. Invite sent. So the kid kept complaining about Devastator and just going on and on about it. I don't even think the guy was listening. You know, the seller, I think he was actually trying to ignore him because actually I think he was dealing with someone else at the time while this kid was complaining. And I just had enough of it, and I said, well, then just don't buy it. And I think at that point, he thought that I might have been one of the sellers, so he just walked off. So I found it funny. It's like he didn't get his way, so he just went and ran and hid. So that's hilarious. Again, the Devastator that he was complaining about didn't look like it had a problem. I looked through that probably 5 times, and I couldn't find one issue with the Devastator. And then this kid comes up and he's like, "Oh, this is broken. It's missing that." Like he would just find a new complaint with that Devastator, and I was just like, "Well, then don't buy it." And then he just walked off. We also have other news in the news. Other than those G1 reissues, which I'm sorry, I get sidetracked so easily. I need to stop. I need to focus. Okay. So, as far as the G1 reissues, what am I getting? Devastator, I don't know. I want to get the mini-bots, all of them. The only mini-bots that I might not try and get is the ones I already have from G1. Because let me show you what I have. Oh, that was weird. The only ones that I have is Warpath and Pipes. And I got these for like $5 each. Warpath is like one of my favorite G1 figures of all time. He just really is. So, I don't know. If they update him with something or give him a different color, I might try and get it. Or even just get it to have in the package. Or get it to complete the set. Maybe even do a comparison video to the original. We'll have to wait and see if they even release one. What I see, or what I want to see them reissue, there's a lot. Out of anything I can think of, it's Bruticus right now. But I'm not going to go into the whole details. I'm not going to go into everything, because I have planned a top 10 video of G1 figures I want to see reissues of. But I don't know. I see people complain about, oh, now they're making reissues Walmart exclusive. I saw someone complain that Toys R Us went down because of the reissues. That was the reason why. And I just thought to myself, well, Target had those reissues. Walmart had those reissues. Why is Toys R Us? The sole reason why Toys R Us failed is because they were the ones that had the exclusive reissues when other stores had them too, and they did just fine. I don't get that. That doesn't make sense to me. But I like the fact that they come in packaging that looks like the original boxes. That alone has sold me, and you can say all you want. You could say all you want that, oh, they're selling nostalgia, and that's all they're doing. You know what? It's good. It's enjoyable. It's fun. I want to enjoy something from the 80s. As much as I was born in the 90s, and I got raised in the early 2000s. As an adult, I'm getting more and more raised by the 80s. Because of Transformers, Ghostbusters, Beetlejuice, all these other things from the 80s. Like the 80s stuff I really enjoyed because it was just fun, you know? And so I want to go. I want to go to a Walmart and I want to see an 80s. I get that it's not everyone's thing, but I want to go to a Walmart and buy an 80s. I want to buy 1980. If you could buy a year, I would buy the 1980s. Anyways, hey Brian, I got 52 subscribers. Cool. Let's see. Because the 80s was pure, now it's terrible. All right, so movie news. We've got reports that another Transformers movie is planned. Now, by that, they're saying that they have it planned, but I don't think they're going to go ahead with it until the Bumblebee movie comes out. And if they are going to go ahead with this movie before the Bumblebee movie comes out, it's going to be pre-production. Because when The Last Night was coming out, they had already got the cast, they already started filming the Bumblebee movie. So at that point, it was too late to kind of set back and not do anything with it. You already had stuff for it. You might as well continue and make the product rather than just lose money. So yeah, they have this planned. they said that they are not going to say that it's a reboot, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it won't be a reboot. It just means that it could be up in the air. So all the reports saying that it's official that the series is rebooted. No, not really. I can't really say it's officially rebooted. Because here's the problem with that. Throughout all the articles that I found, anything that people would link me saying that, oh, it's official, it's being rebooted, every time I saw an article, it didn't seem official to me. It didn't seem like, oh, Michael Bay said, oh yeah, it's official, it's being rebooted. The people who do say that, I think it was the people who were in production of the toys. And they were doing the studio series stuff. So maybe what they were talking about was the fact that the toy line is rebooting the Transformers characters. Not necessarily that the movie franchise is getting rebooted. So, I mean, it's all basically, it's all up in the air. I can't say it's being rebooted. I can't say it's not being rebooted. All I'm going to say is, let's wait and see. But another Transformers film is planned for them to go ahead. Like, they have the idea for it, but we're just going to have to wait and see. It really doesn't tell me much, because I feel like a Transformers film is going to happen anyways. All right, see you, Jason. I feel like a Transformers film is going to happen anyways, because, I mean, Transformers was just so popular. It was a big success at the time. And yeah, it kind of failed with The Last Knight. But if you can get that spark back, if you can make Transformers relevant again, it's going to be a big hit. You know? It is such a recognizable thing. It is such a big deal. Transformers is one of the biggest toy franchises of all time that you can't just ignore it. Especially nowadays when the Michael Bay films are, like, really talked about. Even if they're talked about in a bad way, they're still talked about. So it's like, you can't just slip Transformers under the rug like nothing happened, or like it doesn't exist, because people will always remember that it exists. You know, they're not going to forget it anytime soon. So anyways, yes, I did see Infinity War. I'm not focused on Infinity War. I really, guys, I'm just going to tell you this, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful or rude or anything like that. Let's focus on what the topic is. I don't want to talk about, oh, Infinity War, or what happened in The Last Knight, or blah, 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 blah. Let's focus on what's going on with the topic, because every time I see the chat and it says something, I get sidetracked into it. So let's just focus on what we're talking about. So I'm just seeing if Rodimus got my... Oh. I'm going to try and send that thing again. There we go. 49. Holy crap. Can we get 50? Can we get... We got 50. We got 50. Holy crap. We got 50 viewers at one point. Okay. Now that I can stop getting sidetracked on everything that's going on, let's go ahead and start talking about the SDCC SDCC reveals. So I am going to go over and screen share.
Yo.
Rodimus!
Hey, what up?
Hi. You're just in time to talk about Cyberverse.
Hold on one second.
I'm sorry to do this so late.
Okay. Am I visible?
Like,
no.
It sounded like
Yeah,
a
I'm
transformer just now.
That's because I walked outside.
Well, it's a nice
But
night.
yeah, it's nighttime out here. Of course, it's like midnight, right? Yeah, is it midnight?
Oh, sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Well, you're on the West Coast, right?
Yeah, we've got a sliver of daylight now.
Yeah, no, it's like midnight around here. So, but it's all good because I'm walked outside and then I saw all this new Transformers news and I'm just like, holy crap, man!
I got super excited.
I saw Ultra Magnus and I was like, dude, I want that toy. I want that toy.
That looked like the masterpiece. As soon as I saw that, I was like, no, that's the masterpiece. What are they? Oh, that's the new one. I don't know.
Well, it almost looks like, I really am curious if they're going to do either a masterpiece type of thing or if it's going to be like G1 where you can take like the white prime out of it. And if they do that, ooh, that would be awesome. That I would be like, dude, and if he's just, tall enough to stand next to like the Titans Return, Power of the Primes, Rodimus, I would be like, dude, it's awesome.
Of course, it goes back to Rodimus all the time.
Of course, why not? I mean, Rodimus is my dude,
Yeah. Okay. Quick questions, because I moved on from these topics, so just to get your say, the G1 reissues.
I want the Starscream because I want the Megatron accessory.
That's my favorite part about it.
I already have that version of Starscream because it came with the longer missiles. Because back in like 2001, they had the commemorative series, and they started with Optimus, Power Master Prime, Ultra Magnus, and Hot Rod was called Rodimus Major. And the Starscream reissue and all the Seekers that they reissued had longer missiles. So what they're actually doing is with these reissues, it's the same longer missiles, but the fists are remolded because it comes with that Megatron accessory, so we can hold it, and that's what makes it so worth getting. Because it's like I already have a G1 Megatron toy, so I don't have to transform it now. I can just it flips up in air and out, and then there you have Starscream holding Megatron. And even if you want to, you can take that fist and probably put it on any one of the Seekers. I don't know if you have a G1 any of the G1 Seekers or not.
Let me get the box because it's up on top of here. This is how sad I am. I have boxes on display. Oh, and I just hit the corner there. That's bad. But I got this for like $40.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thrust is the only one that actually has the same type of style missile launchers, because Ramjet and Dirge have like a fully molded thing with them.
Yeah,
and Ramjets are like really big and fat.
Dirge
and
has a mechanical pencil, and Ramjet has a big Sharpie felt markers.
Yeah, because what they were doing is they were trying to make them different, and so because it was the thing was why were they just going to remake the same Seekers over again? Because if you remember More Than Meets the Eye parts 1, 2, and 3, all the Seekers were like different colors, but here Ramjet, Dirge, and Thrust have different wings, different missile accessories. But Thrust is the one whose missile accessories is the same as the original 3 Seekers. So, him having
my face.
But any one of those Seekers, you can take the fists out, and you can you can put it on that Seeker. So if you have the reissue Starscream, you can take the fist of Starscream and put it on Thrust, or put it on Ramjet, or you can put it on Skywarp or Thundercracker. So it's not like the fist is limited to that character. It's just it's going to look weird having a blue Starscream fist on Dirge. So
I think out of anyone it would work. I know this is weird, but Ramjet would probably make it work. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, he's had blue in the past, so.
Well, with G2, which is funny because I often associate Slipstream with being basically G2 Ramjet, but in actuality, apparently Derek Wyant said that no, it was actually another character, and I was like, that's so weird. It's just like weird because it's the first thing I think of is like what Slipstream is, you know.
This is what I usually call Ramjet for my collection.
That Seeker mold is different.
Yeah, but I think there was also the Armada repaint that had blue.
Mm-hmm.
Don't fall over.
The other G1 reissue that I will actually look at getting is the Bumblebee because it has a remolded head. And even though I got the Japanese Encore box set, all of those reissues for the mini bots are actually the Encore versions because they have the blue visor. They have the like Swerve has a painted face because if you remember, G1 Swerve had a fully red face. Yeah. So, but the cartoon colored him with like, you know, a gray face, blue eyes, because all Autobots have to have blue eyes. Decepticons have red eyes, except for Thrust and a few others. But you know,
yeah, I think Pipes. Did Pipes have red eyes? Well,
Pipes. I gotta look back at the, some of the old cartoon images again, but I believe Pipes might be one of those exceptions. Or I could be wrong. I gotta double check. I can't. I obviously can't see from where I am at because.
Oh yeah, I'm looking it up right now, actually.
In fact, I can't even see like any chats or stuff like that. So there's people chatting, sitting there wondering like what
Pipes did have red eyes.
Yeah, there you go. He had red eyes, and the toy had red eyes. So, and it's funny. Warpath is your favorite, like one of your favorite G1 bots.
Ow, Zowie.
I met Alan Oppenheimer 2 years ago, and he even like did the Wang Pow bangs, for me while I was talking to him. So it was funny. He's sitting there, and he's like, and because he also did, he was also Skeletor.
Oh,
so he was sitting there doing like, wow, and I guess I'm finished. It's that Skeletor voice. He was
Warpath in the Skeletor.
Yeah. Because Merman and Sea Spray, it's the same voice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, and then he was also Man at Arms. Is that?
It's a custom Pipes.
Okay. Very cool.
Yeah. Sorry, just wanted to quickly show that.
Custom bots are always fun. I was actually halfway tempted I'm still tempted to custom my Titans Return Hot Rod, just to de-headmaster him.
Ooh. I think this is my favorite one though. It's Rack and Ruin.
Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome.
All cardboard, fully articulated,
glued together.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to make a ratchet Megatron monster.
I was looking at that the other day.
That would be cool. That would be cool because I just read through the entire G1 Marvel run, for my next Transformers video, and because I needed a lot of information out of that. So, and I want one of the things that like when I do my videos is I have to try and get the information right as much as I can.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. And like if I'm sitting there, I'll write out a script and if I remember something differently, I'm like, okay, I got to go back and look at it again. So I make sure that I don't screw up the information. So it takes me longer to write a script than I want to sometimes.
Otherwise, you get all the comments saying, "Oh, you did this wrong, you idiot."
Yeah. Yeah, of course. It's like the nature of the business, you're on YouTube, you're gonna be sitting there having people telling you did something wrong. Like, come on, And I get it. Yeah. Like, I'm sure people have their own opinions about some of my theories that I came up with, but what I've been trying to do is I wanted to talk more about more stuff, which is what led me into the fiasco of Thundercats and She-Ra, but that's of course a nightmare waiting to happen. But you know, I'm more happy about the San Diego Comic-Con stuff with Transformers, man. That just like that made my night, because I was like, man, I was just like, I was down because everybody's been commenting on like I got like attacked on Twitter. So,
Oh,
you know, yeah, like some dude was just like, he wasn't like strict, because I didn't curse him out, because I don't really like to swear much like in public, but you know, um he was trying to articulate basically is because I'm sitting there looking at She-Ra and going, I don't like this, even if I mean, I'm going to reserve judgment until I see it. I probably don't want to let my daughter see it. Understandable. I'm a father. I want to protect my kids.
yeah.
You know, and he's like, "Oh, so you're going to gatekeep? Why don't you let your kids do whatever they want?" Are you out of your mind? Are you out
Uh,
of your mind? I'm a father.
oh
But then I
god,
realized that he was a
that to
troll.
me sounded like an excuse for someone not to parent, because like you hear all these excuses for parents, like, oh, I don't need to parent my kid, pretty much. It's like it almost sounds like they're telling you that so that they can feel like they're bettering themselves for not doing something.
Yeah. Like my wife won't let won't let my daughter watch certain shows, and even though the commercials come on during the shows that she likes to watch, like she likes to watch Mickey Mouse Clubhouse and um Muppet Babies and My Little Pony. She was watching Transformers Rescue Bots while we still had Discovery Family and all of that. So my daughter likes to watch those shows, but like other shows, my wife is like, nope, she's not watching that. I go, I don't, exactly. I can't argue with that,
Yeah.
got to protect my kid. And, make sure, my daughter is like super smart. She's 2.5 years old,
Oh,
and she can actually pretty much read now.
wow.
So yeah, like she can read letters. She'll go like Frozen, frozen. She knows it, and then she goes Elsa, Anna, Olaf.
Of course, it's Frozen for a 2-year-old.
Oh, of course. And I've got her like her first Bumblebee toy, and I'm trying to try to introduce her to Transformers, but
Yeah.
that's gonna.
She's just like, I'm playing with my Elsa doll, and you're pushing a Bumblebee towards her.
But she did beat Vega when I played Street Fighter Cross Mega Man, so you got to watch that review. So I know I'm kind of doing a shameless plug, on your live stream. But it's all
What are
good.
you talking about, RodimusPrimal of YouTube? I don't really care about shameless plugs, so.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know what it is, because like I'd rather just be chill. You know what I mean? Like, because this is like
Yeah.
for you, I notice a lot of your streams are usually chill streams. You know what I mean? Like you like you're chilling out, you're talking about whatever. Everybody that's on is like, yeah, man, let's talk about this. Let's talk about Transformers with this and that. When I was trying to do live streams, I was playing a game. And it was difficult for me to pay attention to the stream and pay attention to.
Oh yeah, I have no idea how you keep up with that sometimes.
That was so hard. It was so hard. It was almost to the point of I was like, I don't know if I can keep doing this anymore. And I actually reached that point because I think for me personally, I think it was hurting my channel.
I was like, even early in the stream, I was trying to talk about, oh, here's the G1 Devastator, here's the G1 blah blah blah, and everyone, like, no offense to anyone, was talking about something else, and I kept on getting distracted by that. So it's like, I don't know how I can do these.
So let's do that. So let's actually get back on topic then, because let's actually talk about this. From the G1 reissues, Starscream I want. Devastator I'm perfectly fine not getting unless I can see like what head he has. If he has like the reissue head, that's more cartoon accurate, maybe I would get that one, but I have no reason to, because I have a complete Devastator with all his guns and everything.
Oh, so, I've got a KO, so
I have a legit Devastator, and came with all his parts, because my original Devastator
kicked my Devastator's ass.
Yeah, I think I showed you guys on one of my streams my collection on display before, right? I think you might have seen the pictures of my display. So like of all the G1 figures that I have. I actually have a pretty large collection of everything else too, but just like, you know, I think around when the first movie came out, I kind of slowed down in collecting, you know, just space. But I'll probably end up.
I still have a ton of Bionicle. My Mega Bloks Halo takes up like a wall. So
it ends up
despite me
taking up
not
a lot
playing
of
a game of Halo too.
Yeah. So, but you know, the Megatron accessory makes Starscream worth it. The mini bots, specifically, I would get Bumblebee just for the head. I actually, like I said, I have it, but I would like to have one loose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I would have one loose with that head.
And I wouldn't be concerned about opening that. I mean, that's probably the best part about reissues too.
Exactly. You can open up. I mean, I did end up getting the reissue Predaking, the G1 Predaking, and that thing weighs a ton. And it's like you can literally pick that thing up and you're like, it's because it's all die cast. So, and but let's see. I mean, the other issues. I mean, Hot Rod I don't need because I've got one, two. Yeah, I've got a G1 Hot Rod and a Target Master Hot Rod, so I don't necessarily need, you know, another Hot Rod.
It's not need, it's want.
Right, and if I did get that Hot Rod, I'd probably put him keep him MISB, and just because it's nice to have him in the box, and just put that on display in box, and that would be nice, because I already have 2 loose Hot Rod figures. You know, in addition to a plastic tires Rodimus Prime, I would love, even though the toy is the G1 Rodimus Prime would love the rubber tires one, you know, metal toes, because you know about that. Like around around 86, the toys decided to go cheaper because they started, bringing them back out, and then like Ultra Magnus, I ended up getting I've had 3 or 4 different G1 Ultra Magnus toys because they break, and the one Ultra Magnus toy I got was plastic tires, didn't have the windshield, wasn't covered for the White Prime. The White Prime head wasn't painted. The Ultra Magnus blue head wasn't painted.
Oh.
And yeah. And you know, the missiles didn't launch. But the first Ultra Magnus I had did. So I was like, you know, so when I broke that first one, I was like, man, this sucks. And then I ended up getting the second one, and the second one missing all this the detail. It was like the worst running change ever. Because I think it was a KB exclusive, I think was the second one. And then the first one, you know, then the original Ultra Magnus, I think, had more stuff with it. And then, but the Rodimus Prime figure I had, same thing. I had a metal toes, rubber tires, broke that toy, ended up getting a second one a couple years later, and it was plastic tires, you know, plastic feet. So the Rodimus Prime toy sucks. The toy sucks, but you know, it was years, and it was a couple years later afterwards that I had gotten Hot Rod. So I didn't have Hot Rod first. I had Rodimus Prime. So my Rodimus Prime toy doubled as a Rodimus Prime and Hot Rod figure. So, you know, it's just kind of like one of those things that, you know, when you're a kid back then, I don't know how old you are, Brian, but
I'm 23. I don't know why every time I try to say my age, I have to think about it now.
Yeah, I'm aging myself. I'm 36, so you know, yeah, I'm up there. 36? Wait, it's 2018.
At what point did we forget our age? I remember oh yeah, I'm 20, and then after that,
81. I was born in 81, and then my birth, you know, I was born in late of 81, so it's you know, yeah, December of 81, so it's kind of like I forgot I think 36 or 37, whatever. I'm old. Just an old dude.
You're actually
an old. What's that?
You're actually 58. I'm not saying you look 58. I'm just saying, I'm making a joke.
Okay. Yeah. No, you know what it is? I'm old enough to remember when Transformers was brand new, when it was a brand new thing, and I remember the excitement for the new toys, no matter what toy it was, every single year, no matter what they were, and the new episodes that came out, and when the cartoon ended, picking up issues of the comic book and, but then at that point got into Ninja Turtles, because when the cartoon ended, Ninja Turtles, the cartoon came out. And that was when Ninja Turtles got huge. And, I would love to tell the story of and I know we're deviating from Transformers here, but Ninja Turtles actually was one of those things that actually helped me get over being bullied in school because, I had moved a lot. We moved from New York to Jersey, and then I moved from one town to the next. And I got we moved into a neighborhood where I was a minority, and as a minority, I get bullied for it. So, and Ninja Turtles was one of those things that helped build confidence because I also attended went to do martial arts. So when Transformers ended, that was one of those things. So I know I'm you're probably bored with what I'm talking about.
Oh
but.
no, all I was thinking was I moved from the mainland over to here, and I basically knew no one, and I'm autistic. So with me, I grew up with the kids around me, so they got used to me. They knew who I was, but now it's just I have to make new friends, and it's I don't know how to do that. So I get it. I mean, granted, I'm moving from Canada to Canada, so it's not.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was, I'm a New Yorker living in Jersey, so which to you doesn't mean anything, but think about it, moving from one province to another, I guess, completely different, culture.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how you would think about it. It's kind of the same thing with states, and even towns. So, but it is what it is. But back with Transformers, man, those War for Cybertron toys, man, I'm that Optimus. I like the robot mode, vehicle mode.
A little weird, but I think I can get used to it.
Yeah. The Ultra Magnus though, that thing looks awesome. I want to see that. I want to see pictures, good, crisp, good pictures of that thing.
Yeah.
I want to see
I'm actually going to be screen sharing some of the photos if that's okay.
Go for it.
Yeah. Oh god. Oh, there we go. So anyways, with that,
there we go. You were right about the about Shadow Striker. I thought that she was a jet.
A couple people thought she was a jet, actually.
Yeah, because she looks, because her head design looks like Lugnut. So, I was looking at her man, am I right? Am I wrong? Because you really can't tell with that promotional image. So
I wouldn't be able to tell if I didn't. I know this is going to sound wrong. Look at her chest and saw the front of the car. That's all I was looking for, was the details, nothing else.
Yeah, well, that's the thing about Transformers. We study every nook and cranny. Transformers fans, we study every nook and cranny because we have to.
Oh yeah. There's so many details in the
yeah, that Windblade figure doesn't look too bad though. I will say that it looks decent compared to other Cyberverse toys.
It looks like a more childish version of the Robots in Disguise one. And I'll be honest, I don't like the face in this photo. But then again, when I see her in the box, she looks fine. But as far as that picture with her just standing there, I don't know. It's just, she looks like Aaron Hansen from Game Grumps.
But my biggest problem so far that I've seen with Cyberverse is that they look like they're bricks that are more plastic bricks than G1 ever was.
Oh yeah. I hate the fact that they restrict articulation, because you have so many kiddie lines in this, which I know they're kids' toys, but for RED, at least you had the Warrior line to where, oh yeah, a collector can buy it, or a kid that wants more articulation for the toy, doesn't need all the gimmicks and all the bells and whistles, can go ahead and buy it. And then
the price is going up.
Yeah, and then this toy or these line, this line is like, okay, let's make Warrior Class like everything else. It's like going backwards.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
I don't know.
and that's the thing. Like Megatron looks terrible, like absolutely atrocious.
Should we just skip down to that one too? Because I have things to say.
Go for it, because I'm sure we can get back to the
Oh yeah,
funky looking thing, but that Megatron just, oh my god, that thing looks horrible.
I noticed that it doesn't look like Megatron in the Ultimate has an elbow joint, but I thought this
The
one
elbow joint.
doesn't, but it looks like it
Yeah,
does with the fusion cannon
it
head.
doesn't look like it has an elbow joint at all, and it looks like, I don't know, like it could be. I think because it's clear that it's like he can transform, and that's the only articulation that he has. You know, like the only reason why things are move on him is because he has to transform, which is terrible. I mean, Megatron should be able to, like, be fully articulated. He's especially, I mean, he's what, like the equivalent of a Voyager class, or as far as size is concerned.
I think
you
he's
know
about deluxe.
yeah, well, okay, so that's the deluxe one. Even so, a deluxe figure should have articulation.
Should have a lot.
I mean, no, a lot more articulation. I mean, they're cheaping out. I mean, have you seen people customizing their Cyber Battalion Shockwaves because they want a G1 Shockwave with knees?
Cyber Battalion Shockwave, Cyber Battalion Starscream, even the new Cyberverse Starscream.
Mm-hmm. It's like they're completely, like, the only lines that they're actually like paying attention to is the War for Cybertron trilogy. Well, if you're gonna pay so much attention to that, stop putting so many toys on the toy shelf. Stop making Transformers Cyberverse and War for Cybertron. Focus on War for Cybertron, make the toy line great, and make a great cartoon that follows with it.
Exactly.
Right?
I find it hilarious that we got a like Generations was like based on a cartoon, and then later on Generations got a cartoon.
Yeah, we finally. I mean, if you think about it, the Prime Wars trilogy was like the first Generations cartoon. So, or classics, Henkei, Chug, United, Generations. Pretty much everything.
I just realized that the Megatron pretty much looks like the Megatronus from the Robots in Disguise. So why didn't they just do something like that?
Well, you could paint them.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. You can paint them because Megatronus doesn't transform in that series. Unless they make you know what Megatronus reminded me of? You remember King? I think it was King from Mega Man and Base. You ever played the game Mega Man and Base?
I've never played Mega Man, actually.
Oh wow.
But
that's what Megatronus reminds me of, like in that series. Like he just kind of like, he looks like a different colored King.
Yeah, I can see it with the crown. Even though I don't know anything about that character, I can see a crown on him. So King.
It's just what he looks like and what it reminds me of. Or his body type kind of reminds me of one of the, if you look at, I think it's Mega Man X3 Sigma.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll go off on a tangent if I keep on trying to remember exactly what.
Ah, damn it! No! Don't let that happen again. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Nope. Okay, good. My masterpiece Bumblebee fell off the shelf.
Ouch.
It's the movie one too.
Ugh. Oh, well, that's a movie.
Hey!
Sorry, I can't help myself.
I mean, I paid $50, so I'm not going to complain too much. $50 isn't bad.
That's not too bad for Masterpiece. Well, it's $50 Canadian, so it's what, $40 US?
It was originally 120, so
Right, yeah, it was super expensive. But
yeah.
even so, that's a good price.
Yeah, Megatron, no way in hell. I cannot.
Mm-mm. Although the other Seekers kind of look pretty decent. The Acid Storm and Slipstream, they look decent.
Acid Storm is just a repaint of the Starscream, which is kind of frustrating because the animation model suggests that Starscream and the other Seekers have a different design. However, what I do like about this is even though he is mostly that green and there's so much of it, and I mean, he could use a lot more paint, that's kind of what the original one was. It was just
G1 cartoon accurate. G1
yeah.
cartoon accurate. That's what you got there. You got a G1 cartoon accurate Acid Storm. I mean, I already have the classics Acid Storm, which was like, I think that was the first Acid Storm toy I think they ever made up, but I could be wrong. Could be wrong. But that I remember, and I got that one too. So, but I do like this like full on green. I think it actually looks better on Acid Storm than it does Starscream, which is saying something. Yeah.
But
also
love the fact.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was saying like but Slipstream I think looks a little bit like looks okay, but but go ahead. What you were going to say about Acid Storm?
I was just going to say I know he probably doesn't have the knee articulation, but at least they decided, okay, we're going to separate the paint job from the upper legs to the lower legs. That's something they didn't do on the Starscream.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, it might fool me, but
well, let's put it this way: I'm going to be saving a lot of money not buying anything from Cyberverse.
I mean, I want the Shockwaves, but you know me, I love Shockwaves, so.
Yeah. I want to. I would love to get that Cyber Battalion one, just if I had the means to actually like make him have knees,
Yeah.
But I don't.
I will admit though, I am curious on Shadow Striker, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah. I would like to see a Generations version of her.
Oh, that would be nice.
That would be nice, right? And then if, but going back to go up to Slipstream real quick, because I want to talk about her color scheme and how it actually looked kind of decent. There we go. See, like that, she reminds me more of well, I mean, yeah, it still reminds me of like G2 Ramjet, but like I think this kind of makes her personality stand up a little bit more because the accents of the blues look a little bit better.
Oh, I just noticed the pink too.
But it's still just a Starscream repaint.
This is also the Scout class one, which is the halfway transformed ones.
Okay. Well, then that's one of those. Never mind.
Although I will admit, because the way the legs look, you might be able to fake a jet mode out of this. So that might be something.
Yeah. Nah. Again, I'll be saving a lot of money from Cyberverse toys. It's either that or they're going to become peg warmers, and we're not going to see anything for War for Cybertron Siege or whatever on toy shelves because it's going to be clogged up with Cyberverse.
Yeah. So, I can't wait to see you on the clearance aisle.
That Starscream looks like it is the worst thing ever.
You know what's the sad part is I want to buy it just so that I can review it.
Only if you can do it with a mallet.
Yeah.
You know what it would be awesome is if time zones weren't a factor, I would drive up there with you with that toy. We would basically be like the angry Transformers nerds. Smash a Transformer.
I can't remember what movie it was, but I don't know how to describe the scene. But pretty much a group of people hate this. I think it was a printer or a tax machine. And so in slow motion, they bring it up. field and
Office
start
Space. They
smashing it.
brought out the printer, and it was die F or die MF or die.
And I just imagine us like bashing it, and then all of a sudden, like Commodore Cam and Diamond Bolts just show up out of nowhere.
That would be absolutely hysterical, awesome, and cool at the same time.
Someone needs to animate that.
Well, you know what? That'll probably end up happening because you got I know there's the one guy. I think he's chatting in your message board, but I can't see the chat. He animated both me and Cam when we talked about Megatron's crotch finger.
I saw that. I love that video.
That was I would never in a million years ever think that I would become animated. You know, like I'm just a New Yorker Transformers fan. What's so special about me? Well, all right. We're talking about Megatron's crotch.
If you ever want to see someone animated talking about Megatron's crotch, go watch the animated video.
I mean, you can watch the whole podcast between me and Cam. I think you did the podcast with him with with Transformers Robots in Disguise, but like he and I had like a 4-hour conversation because when I start talking, I can't stop, dude. It's prime, I ramble.
You guys had a way better discussion than I ever could with him because I just mumble on my words and
it's all good. It's all good. You know what? It's all good. This is the way that I look at things. I look at things from the perspective of we're all trying to give our take on different things with Transformers. We've all gained I would say mild success, and we could only get better from here. And we can be cool with each other. I love having a conversation with you right now. I mean, this is like I think this is the first time you and I have actually physically talked to each other. But we've kind of chat, like you've been on live and I've chatted, or you've chatted on mine, or we've commented on each other's videos, but this is the first time you and I have ever talked.
Oh, that's why I was excited to see you in the chat, and that's why I was like, oh, we gotta get you in.
I think, with Cam, it was like, I was like bouncing Transformers ideas off each other, just talking rapid fire.
Oh, that sounds like fun to me, actually.
And then like Diamond Bolt, because of time zones, we had to have him on one of my videos, I actually had to have him pre-record what I needed him to say. So, and because he's like 14 hours ahead of here, for me.
I will say this: I have actually gotten Diamond Bolt to do something for me for a future video, but I can't really say what that video is.
That's cool. I know he's he's kind of done with Transformers. Not so much that he's done with the franchise himself. Like he'll still enjoy it, but he's not. He doesn't want to make videos for it no more, and I don't blame him. It comes to a point sometimes when you're tired. You don't want to be pigeonholed. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you're a Transformers guy. I'm a Transformers guy. Cam's a Transformers guy, but I can
Everyone
talk about
assumes that just because we're into Transformers means that we want to talk about it 24/7, and that's not really the case.
No, and I would love to sit there and talk about Ninja Turtles,
Yeah.
Because I love Ninja Turtles. I would love to talk about He-Man and the Masters of the Universe because He-Man came before Transformers. And
my friends, when we're in a Skype call with my Insane Asylum podcast buddies, that's my my podcast where we just kind of mess around and make jokes and whatnot. Selfish plug, I guess. Oh wait, this is my channel, so I guess that's just a plug.
It's just a plug for another any videos. It's cool.
But when we're off screen, we only talk about Transformers very little, unless it's we're doing a stream to do something or prepare for something that's involving Transformers content, like Transformers Misfortune or something like that.
Right. And it sounds like you're fortunate enough that you actually have friends that you can talk Transformers with and bounce Transformer ideas off of, because you
Oh,
know, my wife has watched, will watch Transformer stuff with me, but she's not like if you ask her like, what is the name of the right arm of Superion, it won't, it'll go right over her head. But I can sit there and go, well, depends upon which way he's drawn. It's either Slingshot or Firefly. But
and then she's like,
you know,
oh, I knew that.
yeah, right. I have my other friend who's like super into sports, but if he and I were talking Mortal Kombat, we'd go on all day. He's the guy I went to too many games with. And which is really cool because when I went, I met Pat the NES Punk and the guys from Game Chasers and Angry Video Game Nerd and Game Dave and RGT85. So if you're into video games, obviously you know who those guys are. And they were all kind of cool, which was good because I was expecting them to all be jerks, to be honest with you. But because I'm kind of terrified of fame. I don't know about you, but it's kind of surreal to be like known on YouTube. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that make any sense to you?
Yeah.
Like if you were if you went somewhere and someone goes, "Oh, hey, aren't you the YouTube guy talks Transformers?" You'd probably be like, "Yeah, that's me." You know what I mean? Like it's kind of surreal. You know what I mean? Like
That's
it's like one of those things where it has.
It happens at the toy fair more often because, well, people find out about the toy fair from a couple of my videos, but like some people will go up to me and be like, "Oh, you're the T-Fan page guy. You're the one that did the commercial." And I saw it. You know what's the funniest thing is that I thought the Before It's Out series that I would do on Transformers before they release, because sometimes people want to see me talk about a specific toy before it comes out, not like a full stream of like, okay, here's this. You can go straight to one of the videos. But someone came up to me and talked about, oh, I watch all your Before It's Out videos. And I'm like, oh, that told me that, one, I was kind of nervous there, but two, I'm doing something right. That feels like I did good, because the point of me doing my YouTube channel, honestly, is because I want to entertain people. I don't want to make people feel miserable. I want people to just sit back and relax and just enjoy the content.
Yep. And the thing is, of course, you hope that like most of your subscribers watch your stuff too, because I'm sure you get this too, where like you put something out and like it'll get 2,000 views and you've got like, you've got what, 9,500 subscribers. And you hope that all 9,500 subscribers would actually tune in, but unfortunately YouTube doesn't work that way. But getting back to the fame thing, I had people come up to me at New York Comic Con, and I was kind of like, yeah, it's cool, and like, I was kind of surreal. It felt like totally weird, like people coming up to me, like I don't think of myself as like famous in any way, but like, hey, you want to say what's up? You want to take a picture with me? Sure, cool. You know what I mean? Like I'm cool with that. Like
me neither. Like I go on the record to say I am not a popular YouTuber, not even in this community.
Yeah,
I'm just some guy that wants to make content. That's pretty much it.
That's kind of how I feel. You know what I mean? Like I don't think of myself as famous. And it's cool because it means that like if I approach anybody, like if anybody approached me like at like a convention or something like that and recognized me, it'd be cool. We just as long as you're chill and you want to talk and you just want to, have a good time, whatever. Yeah, let's talk, let's chat, whatever. Like that's kind of the way that I am. You know what I mean? Like, because I got no reason to, blow people off unless it's kind of like one of those things where it's like, oh, it's great to meet you. I need to go. Different story. But like, I often wonder because like, I'm sure, like famous people like go to a diner, and someone will recognize them. And it's like, you don't want to bother these people while they're eating, you know? But
Yeah.
like, you know, you always hear these horror stories about like Hollywood people and they're always like jerks. And I'm just like, I never ever want to be that.
Yeah. I think it's frustrating when people will go up to you, like even in the comments. Well, actually, this has never happened to me with someone in person. I mean, with people recognizing me on YouTube, that's only happened, I think, 2 or 3 times. So, but like this is more so in the comments when people kind of get excited that you're responding to their comments or something, and they do something that's kind of annoying, and you say, "Well, I kind of don't appreciate this," and then all of a sudden it's like, "You're the worst. You're disgusting." Like they become entitled brats about it, and it's just like, ugh. That's more of a side.
You know what well, what I get a lot of is I'll get people you know, commenting like, you know, aren't you do this or it's weird. I get some weird comments sometimes, but I don't get annoyed by it. I try not to get like the negative stuff. The thing that I notice is that like if I try to venture outside of Transformers, that's when the negative comments start to come in. Not from my own subscribers, but people who kind of come in from that, like they're searching for videos and content about that.
Yeah.
You know, when I talk negatively about the new Thundercats cartoon, of course, all the people who are like who wanted that echo chamber of either I like or don't like the new Thunder, they're all coming in and going, oh, hey, you know, I don't think this new Thundercats cartoon is that good, you know, or, you know, you're an idiot because you think that, like, you don't like the animation. Why don't you just give it a chance? And it's like, I don't like it. I like the original show. I grew up with the original show. I would love to see an updated new version of that show if it's good. The new Voltron cartoon is good. This new Thundercats cartoon looks like crap. The new She-Ra cartoon doesn't look that good. But it's being made by the same, well, at least it's like the same animation company as Voltron, so I can hope that it turns out to be good, but it might not be good. And, you know, of course, you know, you post it, you know, I had to make sure it's like, if I'm going to say anything, about a property like that, I got to bring my wife in. Why? Because my wife can give her opinion too, you know, and I'm cool with people having different opinion than me, but I'm not going to sit there and like try and belittle people because everybody has a different take and different opinion on the franchise. And why are we going to sit here and try and like belittle each other because you have a different opinion than I do? I'll give an example with Transformers. You like the movie, you know, movie toys and movie, movies a lot more than I do. I'm an old school fan. So to me,
although I did not like The Last Night, I could tell you that much.
Yeah, I didn't. You know what it is? I'm up and down with that movie, and I don't hate it. You know, I don't like Age of Extinction, but like I'm up and down with The Last Night. Like it's kind of like, you know, it's like hard to just like straight up hate it because it's like one of those. It's so bad that like, you know, you almost see past its own faults, and you almost shouldn't. You know, and I think maybe that's what I'm doing. I don't know. Like it's weird with that movie, but we're allowed to have different opinions. Like you absolutely that movie. I don't hate it. I don't hate you because you have a different opinion than I do. You know, it's stupid. It's stupid to have a different opinion and hate a person because they have a different opinion than you.
Exactly. Especially when it's like you've known this person for a long time and you've listened to him and you had no problem with his opinion, but like he hates one movie that you have a difference of opinion on, and it's suddenly like, oh, you're evil.
Right. Exactly. It's like, come on, like you don't take the attacks personally. Like to me, Last Jedi ruined Star Wars for me. Completely ruined Star Wars for me.
You have no idea how many times I was trying to, like, I was gonna make a joke about The Last Jedi and bring it up, but I'm just like, don't want to start this.
You don't want to start that, right? And I get it. Because there are gonna be people who are gonna be like, but I love The Last Jedi. You're allowed to, but unfortunately, in my case, I grew up with the original trilogy before the prequel trilogy came out. I grew up watching those movies because my parents, that was date night for my parents, the original movies.
Oh.
So, yeah, like that's why that's like my parents are hardcore Star Wars fans. When my mother saw The Force Awakens, it was like, what they did to Han at the end was like it for her.
I am listening to
then
I
she
just
saw
need
The
to
Last
go
Jedi.
get something quickly.
That's fine. But then The Last Jedi was like, Luke is supposed to be the guy who overcomes, who's supposed to be the YouTuber out there that he described it pretty well. But basically, it's kind of like there is supposed to be the hero that who will always strive to do what's best, and then there's the hero that is kind of tragic, doesn't always look to do what's best, but ends up doing what's best because they have to grow. And the hero, the first type of hero like Superman, Wonder Woman, Captain America, those are heroes you're supposed to have. They're supposed to be the ideal, and those are the heroes that you're supposed to look at. And this is Optimus Prime. Optimus Prime, you're supposed to look at the ideal. You aren't supposed to deconstruct Optimus Prime. You're supposed to make Optimus Prime. He's like the guy that you look up to. He is like the standard, so to speak. Superman is the standard. And when you look at a character like Luke Skywalker became that. But in the prequel trilogy, in the sequel trilogy, they basically made Luke the complete opposite. And to me, that was character assassination in a lot of ways. So that's how I felt about it. And there are going to be people who disagree. They're allowed to disagree, but but to me, what happened to him throughout that movie and the end of it killed Star Wars for me. And I never want to see another Star Wars movie, except for the ones that are already released moving forward. So, but getting back to because we need to somehow get this back to Transformers, because I told you I can ramble.
This train just went derailed and went.
I'm sure your comment section is probably like,
talk about the stupid Transformers. No, I don't mind it. So the Windblade, the Scout class one that has a halfway transformation, looks a little bit better than the Warrior one, I'll be honest.
Robot mode, it looks better. But it looks like a cheaper piece of plastic.
Then again, so did the already not Warrior, the Legion one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that one just had like a smushed face.
Well, it could be worse. That one Windblade toy is a shelf warmer. The Robots in Disguise one with the battle mask.
Oh yeah.
And there's I think there's still like 4 or 5 of them up at my local Target.
I actually like that one more than the normal one.
I have the Generation not taken out of the box, and from what I hear is that the toy is not as good as it should have been. The Titans Return one, because it looks like it's a better robot mode, but I have no RC is like, yes, Moonracer, yes. Elita 1, I wish she wasn't so bulky, but
Yeah, I kind of don't mind.
I'm back and forth with that one. I like it. I like the fact that we finally have an official Elita 1 figure, but
I'll just tell you this. I got the RD. I got both versions of it. Yes, I'm that sad. But it feels nice. It's just it needs a better paint job.
Yeah. This one, yeah, in particular, definitely needs a better paint job. Needs a better paint job. But
sorry, go ahead.
Like I said, I think Cyberverse is where is a toy line that I'm going to save a lot of money on because I'm not buying any of it.
I hate this Optimus Prime. Robot mode, it looks fine. You know, that's a decent looking Optimus Prime. Can I even call that a truck mode?
Nope. That's what I call. That's an Action Master bent backwards.
You could do that with the G1 easily. It's sad when the G1 can do that.
Yeah. Yep. Oh. And the G1 has more articulation than that toy.
Oh god, it does. Because the elbows, right.
Mm-hmm. Elbows. If you think about it, it has wrist articulated because the fists are removable. And it has toe articulation because it has to transform.
The only thing this has over that is waist that can split apart, and even then, it's like I think the G1 can technically do that when you fold down the legs.
In a certain way.
I will say.
But the articulation there, that's not a truck mode.
Yeah. Shadow Striker is okay, but I'm not into the big one. I want to see what the Warrior one looks like, though.
Okay.
But
yeah, I want to see a bigger version of it because it looks like they cheapened out on her and didn't give her elbows. And I'm guessing she doesn't even have knees.
Nope. But this is like the activators or 3-step changers from RID, so it's not like it's yeah.
And it looks like that they reused the Blur toy from either Robots in Disguise. Yeah, I think it's Robots in Disguise Blur. I think they actually reused it.
I don't know. I could kind of see it. What was the other figure? There was one more figure. Oh, so okay. We have the Warrior Optimus Prime. Looks like okay, there's not much going on here. But actually I think I have to pull up TFW 2005 for this one. Oh wait, is this? Oh no, it's not. I thought we had official images this time. Where is it? Okay, it's right up here. But if you could see, the Warrior Class Optimus Prime is getting a secondary release with a trailer. And that trailer, you can add a 1-step inside it, possibly a Warrior Class. I'm willing to bet that the Scouts can fit in easily. You can also have a Warrior Class, or not Warrior Class, but a figure man the turret on top. And it's just a basic thing, but I kind of like that. And I'm not a big fan of the RD Optimus, but I don't know. I kind of want this. And I don't know why.
I don't know. To me, the whole thing with Cyberverse to me, like it feels like that they're totally cheaping out with a lot of the toys, and they're giving you a trailer as incentive to buy it, and it's not like it's a trap. It's a trap.
You could hook this up with the Hasbro Mousetrap, and it all works.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, you have the. I mean, now at this point, you have what 3 different Optimus Prime toys on the shelf. You're going to add War for Cybertron, so you're talking about 4 different Optimus Prime toys on the shelf. 1, 2, 3, 4. What 5 different Bumblebee toys are going to be on the toy shelf?
Hold on. There. Okay.
Am I counting it right?
Scout, Ultimate, Warrior, and then another Warrior, and then
G1 reissue.
And then no, I'm talking about the Optimus and the Because okay, we got the Scout, we got the Ultimate, we've got the Warrior with the trailer, we got the regular Warrior, and then we've got the War for Cybertron, which I thought it was too soon to release an Optimus Prime. Anyways, we got like from Prime Wars, we got
Primes, and then you have you know, before Power of the Primes, you had the Headmaster Titan's Return. You know,
you had two molds for that. Actually, technically three, because you had two different leader class molds.
Yep. And then, of course, if you go with the Japanese exclusive, you can get Ryu as Optimus Prime.
And then for Hasbro, you had two of the Voyagers before that for Combiner Wars.
I'm sure if we're gonna probably gonna scream at me because of how I pronounce, you know, Ryu. I know it's like a Japanese name, but
I don't know. I'm not good with names anyway,
no, like,
so
it's a lot of Optimus Prime and Bumblebee toys on the toy shelf. It's way too many, in my opinion.
I'm so tired of Optimus.
It's great
I
for
really
kids who don't have their own Bumblebee toy. It's terrible for parents who have to buy them if they want to buy every single one, and even terrible for collectors if they're looking for a complete set of toys.
This girl at the toy fair was selling her Bumblebee collection. Basically,
I mean,
she had.
This is why they should have done what they did they should have focused on one main toy line and make that the best toy line that it can be, and make a really good cartoon based on it instead of spreading all. It's oversaturation at this.
It is.
Know? That's how I feel about it. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Did I lose you?
Hello?
Hold on a second.
Hello?
There we go. There we go.
Hi. I was just saying that with your Bumblebee rant, that there was a girl at the toy fair that was selling her entire Bumblebee collection because at certain points, she like gets into something and like has to buy everything from that, and then she slows and stops and moves on to the next thing. I remember that because I'm basically the same way. But she pretty much sold her entire Bumblebee collection at the toy fair.
Wow, an entire Bumblebee collection. So just like an entire entire thing of just Bumblebee.
Yeah.
Wow. Just wow.
She had like the animated, she had some robots in the sky, she had some Prime, she had the masterpiece in both boxes, the Hasbro and the Takara.
Wow. That's jeez. That's like, and it's all just Bumblebee.
It was all Bumblebee because she had like a huge interest in Bumblebee for like a month or something.
That's just no. No. That's it's so difficult when you think about it because they release so many versions now of the same character that unless you're just a fan of that character, you're better off just trying to get the best version of each series for that character if you're a fan of that character and not try to get try to get the one-step change. If you're a Bumblebee fan, don't just get the one-step changer. You go and get like the main normal size looking cartoon accurate version of Cyberverse Bumblebee. If you're a big Bumblebee fan, get the movie verse, I guess because there's so many versions now of Bumblebee, like it's kind of crazy. I mean, even even like characters that like have a divided fan base, like Rodimus, have a lot of toys. Ultra Magnus has a lot of toys, except a lot of them are Optimus white repaints. But again, I'm really curious about this war for Cybertron and Ultra Magnus. I'm really curious.
Shockwave, you don't need every single version of the character.
No, because he, for the most part, 90% of the time he's usually the same looking character.
Yeah.
You know,
But
it's just his mode is different. Like this dumb looking spider tank.
Speaking of dumb looking spider tank, that's actually the new Ultra Class Shockwave right there.
Yeah, I know. I don't like the alt mode. I just
I don't
like the alt
either.
mode.
I think it's hideous. I think it's stupid, but I want it for that.
Because the bot mode is good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, kind of reminds me of the Energon one with the weapon.
Okay, the shock blast.
Yeah.
Shockwave.
Yeah, just how big it is and long. It just reminds me of that.
Yeah. My original Shockwave toy broke. And
Waist?
What's that?
Was it on the waist?
Yeah, that's right. It was the waist. Yep, because and of course I ended up losing the battery door. And then I ended up getting a custom Shockwave. Actually, it was a Shockwave. The gray one someone repainted it Shockwave purple. So that's the current Shockwave that I have.
I believe I have a Shockwave KO. And it still has the lights and sounds in it too. I just need to put in the battery and it goes. That's literally the noise.
That's cool. That's cool. I actually saw when I was at Too Many Games, someone had a shelf full of Transformers and they busted up box, but mint and complete in the box. G1 Shockwave was like $300. I was like, wow.
Ooh. Wow.
If I had $300 to just spend on it, I would.
I probably would have, sadly. That would have been like my only thing, and I wouldn't have taken it out of the box.
Yeah, probably same here. Same here. Keep it even in the box, even though the box is all but busted up. And he had Jetfire complete. How much was he selling? 250, I think he was selling Jetfire for. I have a complete Omega Supreme, and he still walks.
Sorry about that. Oh God. Whew. Sorry, I just had something going on with me for a second there. I'm fine.
Now that I think is Cog from he's part of G1 Fortress Maximus is going to be this Battleizer thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because Sixgun is going to be the other toy. And I think what they're going to do is that Sixgun is going to be like the Metroplex colored one.
Yeah.
And then Cog is the Fortress Maximus colored one.
I have Fortress Maximus, so I'm going to get that.
Yeah. And I'm not 100% certain, but I think that's what that is. And when I saw those pictures, that's what I honestly thought of. Which I think, if I remember correctly, Cog, his head design was what they used when they decided to make Cerebros in the Rebirth with the faceplate. You know, instead of giving him a mouth.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong on that. I could be wrong on that because the body of Cerebros is correct, you know, but the head of Cerebros like kind of reminds me of Cog. So
was this Cog?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I see what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like. Seems to transform into a tank too, because I can kind of see treads on it.
Yeah, because it's like a tank and a like a little battle car. So like, you know.
Oh, I can even see the holes on the chest and the wheels on the shoulder. Yep, that's Cog.
Yep.
Sweet. He's gonna go right with my Fortress Maximus.
That'd be cool. Because now it'll give Fortress Maximus like his own like little guy to like, you know, walk around the city with. Like that's like part of him. Like same thing with Sixgun.
Yeah.
And because I think because I didn't get the new Metroplex, but did he come with Scamper?
He did. I never got it.
Yeah. Scamper, but he didn't come with Scammer, right? The tank.
No, I believe it was just a little black car guy.
Okay, yeah, because there was supposed to be the white tank as well, but that's a G1 thing with the toy.
I'm so
And then,
happy. Sorry, go ahead.
And then I'm looking at if you look at that image there, they have Ultra Magnus, Optimus, Sideswipe, and Hound. I was shocked at seeing Hound, man. This Hound looks really good. That looks like a really good Hound toy. I'm eager to see the alt mode.
I'm so happy that I called it, because I said in the video, I believe that what they're going to do with the Micromasters is that they're going to get them to transform into weapons. And I don't think some people believe me. I think some people thought, okay, that's definitely not what's going to happen. I don't think so. They're using them as weapons.
Yep. And they're pretty much combining Micromasters with Target Masters,
while having Micromasters and Target Masters be separate things.
Yep.
I love this line and how it's got like so many weapons that can do different things, and you can add them, and they got fire blast that you can plug onto them. It's fun, you know?
I'm really curious if we're going to be able to like make that Optimus like truck mode look good. You know, like if we can not have like that weird roof light thing on his top. Like, this is obviously from the video, but like when we saw the renders of the pictures, the truck mode kind of looks But
I just don't like the things on the top. Other than that, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it too. But like that bot mode looks great. And the size is perfect because the one thing I don't like about I didn't get him, but I didn't get Power of the Primes Optimus for the sheer reason that like I like the idea of getting an Orion Pax toy, but I don't like the idea of Optimus being so big that he kind of towers over everybody. I mean, he always does, but like he should be a Voyager size. Like I like the classic size Optimus.
As much as people say, "Oh, I wish that they made a leader class Optimus Prime." Okay, you could go for that, but that would mean that Jetfire is about the same height as him, and I kind of prefer Jetfire being taller.
Exactly. Yeah, there's certain characters you want to be taller. Like I wish the Dinobots were bigger. The Dinobots the Dinobots in Power of the Primes were just too small.
Yeah.
And I that Grimlock toy, like I was so disappointed by his Dino mode.
I'm all right with it, but I understand where people are coming from.
Because his feet don't. I can't get his feet to stand up the way that I want to. I have to put the combiner feet in his hands, like in order to make him stand upright, like you'd think Grimlock would stand up. Mind you, that's not how a T-Rex would actually stand, but that's kind of the thing with Grimlock is that Grimlock should stand like a like what a T-Rex stands like before they found out that a T-Rex is supposed to stand, like we see in Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Because that's just one of the things with the Dinobots. So
I'm kind of concerned about that Ultra Magnus because it looks cool. It reminds me of the Masterpiece. I mean, that's I still feel like I'm fine with my Combiner Wars one because the Combiner Wars has like the IDW look. This one has more of a G1 style to it.
That's why I want that. That's why I want this new one.
It looks Voyager to me.
I'm okay with that because I'm okay with him standing that tall because it's kind of like it was the reason why I bought the titanium Ultra Magnus, was because I wanted an Ultra Magnus that stood next to Rodimus so that the two of them can be side by side next to each other, you know? And, leader, the power of the Prime's Rodimus. I kind of like to use I almost like think of the actual Rodimus Prime mode of that toy to be like his super mode, but the smaller bot is just normal Rodimus Prime. So he can stand next to Ultra Magnus and have Ultra Magnus be there to like help him out. So, I kind of like that idea with Ultra Magnus and Rodimus, like that they're like a tag team. So,
okay, I have a question with that with the hot rod thing. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say that like Rodimus, like I almost think about like Rodimus, like he was kind of like Professor X, and like Ultra Magnus was Cyclops. If you think about it that way, it makes a lot of sense, because Professor Xavier, like, he couldn't really leave the mansion because he needed to, make sure that the X-Men had a base. Rodimus had to make sure Cybertron was safe and that Earth was safe, while he sent Ultra Magnus to be the field commander.
Yeah. I have a question. Okay. I know this is weird to say, but I can't remember if you talked about it. The Last Night Hot Rod. How do you feel about the Last Night Hot Rod?
Ugh.
If you love the French accent, my friend Larry does an awesome job at doing the accent for Hot Rod.
If I wanted Lumiere and Cogsworth from Beauty and the Beast in Transformers, that's what you got. But that French accent Hot Rod, the accent just doesn't it's not for me. And
it's kind of funny though, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a bad joke.
Oh, it's a bad joke, yeah.
Yeah, you know what the thing about like a lot of I feel like with all 5 of Bay's films, every single one of the bad jokes that we all face palm at are jokes that people literally like Michael Bay must have thought, goes, this is so funny. This is not something that would work well in the movie. Let's put it in there.
Pretty much.
And all of the bad jokes in all 5 of the movies are pretty much that. Like, they knew it was bad, they put it in anyway. So yeah,
I can look past some of the bad jokes and whatnot. I just don't like the face. That's the main thing.
I don't like any of the really, like, most of the robot faces in Bay's films.
I can get behind them, but it's like Hot Rod's just looks like a fucking dead goldfish. The sad part is that's accurate.
Oh my god.
Glub glub.
Oh my god.
Glub glub.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I think it's made funnier every time I think of a fish with Hot Rod's face on it.
Oh. If you think about it too, it's like he's all black. Hot Rod's supposed to be like red and orange around all over the place. And but instead he's all black and he has an orange face. It's a dead goldfish on his face with this. It's just.
Oh my god! I had a piranha that looks exactly like him.
Oh my god.
I really had a pet piranha growing up.
Oh my god.
It was a red belly piranha, and it was mostly this dark gray color. That's exactly what it looks like.
It's Oot Rod.
It's Blub Rod.
Yeah, it's Oot Rod making fish face. Oh.
Oh,
All right, that was too much. That was too much. Way too much.
Here's a picture
Wow.
of I gotta point this out. Here's a picture of Mirage for War for Cybertron Siege.
Oh wow, I didn't know that they didn't have Mirage. I can barely see it, but like see if I can.
Well,
No,
he's
I can't.
invisible.
Yeah, well, of course.
There's also Ant-Man on the side there too.
Yeah, of course.
Let's see. Okay. So I can't remember all the Micromasters, but I believe the one in front of Optimus Prime is Flake.
Kind of hard to tell for like because I'm looking at it on my phone, so it's kind of like I'd have to look at the image again when I get upstairs. But
there is one photo of the Micromasters. Yeah, because you got one that's like a green tank with the missile launcher.
Yeah, I have to remember because like the Micromaster teams, I don't remember all of their names because there was just way too many of them at that point. And that's when we had the Micro Machines guy, who was voicing Blur and voicing the Micro Machines commercials. And that was Hasbro's attempt at like, selling against Micro Machines. So
they all look good. I love Transformers lines when they do something super small because it just makes everything else look super big, especially when you have the bases. Like those are the best. I love playing with like empty space bases.
It was a real missed opportunity, and I think they should do this. But then again, they already did release the shells. Is the Prime Masters? They should have made deluxe. They should have made deluxe figures whose heads transform and then go into the into the decoy shells. Like they in a way they already did that with Metal Hawk, because if you bought this, I think it's the Siege for Cybertron set that came with Metal Hawk, and you bought the what is it? Was it Alpha Trion or was it? No, it was it Vector Prime?
Vector Prime was with Metal Hawk, yeah.
Was with Metal Hawk, right? And if you have Metal Hawk, from Siege for Cybertron, you can basically take his head off and put that in the decoy shell, and then boom, there you got Metal Hawk. That was like a missed opportunity they could have done with Landmine and Submarauder and all the rest. But that was definitely a missed opportunity. I would have liked to have seen the Japanese did it, but Takara did it, but Hasbro didn't, was actually have the target masters for Slug Slinger, Misfire, and Caliburst. So,
well, we already got the target master for Hot Rod, which was Fire Drive. That was the first one that was shown.
Yeah. So maybe they will release all of them that way. And if they do, I'll buy them up, and then you don't have to worry about spending the extra money on the Takara. Well, the Takara ones are better colored anyway.
Yeah, so far
they have been all the way up until Power Defense.
I'm just excited for Micromasters. Like when they announced that they were doing a third line after Titans Returns, I was thinking, oh, please be Micromasters. It wasn't Micromasters, but I'm glad we're getting them now.
Well, I mean, it could be Action Masters next. Which pretty much Cyberverse already is.
Yeah, pretty
much. Because Action Masters were basically like action figures that don't transform, but with vehicles. Like Optimus Prime comes with a truck that he rides in.
Yeah,
You want to know what killed Transformers? Action Masters killed Transformers, because when you take away the ability to transform, what's the point?
exactly. I want that Hound so badly, and they're adding battle damage to these figures now.
I kind of like that. I kind of do, and I kind of don't.
Yeah, I saw some people complain if I wanted to add battle damage to the figure, I would have done it myself, and I'm just like, I'm not a painter, and I don't mind. So
yeah. Well, the battle damage at least is not overbearing. Like for Prime, it's not too bad.
Yeah. And then Hound is on the
Sideswipe.
grill. And, that doesn't look too
Okay.
bad.
So it's kind of like he like crashed into something. It's fine. It's the rest of the toy still works, and it looks good. So it looks like he's a war veteran Hound. So
I mean, I still want the Universe Classics one, but that I think
I have that one.
still in it.
And he comes with Ravage, that one.
Yeah.
Which I thought was cool because in cassette mode he actually fits in a G1 Soundwave.
Yeah, I forgot about that. And then we never got like a Soundwave to go with it, like a new updated Soundwave.
That is true. We still haven't gotten a good. In my eyes, I still think that we have not gotten a good G1 styled update for Soundwave and Blaster.
Yeah.
In my eyes, I still think we haven't gotten one yet that works. In my eyes.
Yeah, I gotta agree. I mean, I don't hate the look at them. It's just I think I don't know. It's up for debate, I guess. Sorry, I'm half awake now.
Well, it's almost 2 a.m. for me, so.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
Yep.
So, okay. We've got some movie stuff. I know that's your favorite.
I like this idea of G1 cassettes that never came to America are finally getting released with a gold bug colored movie Bumblebee.
This is actually the second pack. There was a first pack with one of the dinosaurs in like green, and I think it was orange. And then it came with the Studio Series Bumblebee based on the first film. And then now this is the Bumblebee movie painted in gold, Bumblebee, but with the same cassettes but in different colors.
Cool.
So
they really wanted to make use of the molds.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, it doesn't look too bad. I'm curious if it's like an SDCC exclusive or if it's going to be another exclusive for something else. I don't know.
I'm not sure either. I mean, they have it on display because both Cybertron and TFW have, neither of them have done haven't seen any information posted. Like I've only seen pictures posted. So I'm like, all right, well, what is this? Is this anything in particular that I need to know? What is it? Oh, this is for Cyberverse. Oh, this is for this. But it doesn't tell me much more. Like I want to know more information. So I think, everything that they've shown on display is still being teased because this was Thursday, right? So what we're probably going to get is like, today's Thursday? No, today's Wednesday. Wow.
Yeah. I can't believe
San Diego Comic-Con is 5 days.
Yeah.
Well, San Diego Comic-Con is what, a 5-day event?
I thought it was 4.
I guess.
I thought it was like Friday to Monday.
I don't know, because New York Comic-Con was always Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and that's the local convention for like the local big giant convention for me. I live close to New York City, so so for me, New York Comic-Con is like where it's at, but like San Diego Comic-Con, I'm guessing is the bigger one. So we're going to get more information about a lot of stuff now, and then the rest of anything that they've been holding back for New York, they'll hold back for New York. So
yeah.
but we'll probably find out more information as the weekend goes through. So
yeah, I'm pretty sure we're gonna get official images too soon. Like I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow morning.
At this point, they're just this is just a tease. This is just a little bit. You will find out the more real stuff tomorrow.
I mean, they haven't even shown at the Comic-Con, except for the Starscream that I've got right now, is the only thing that they previewed about like within the week. So it's like there's got to be more.
And I saw your video on that. Yeah, I saw your video on that, and I was actually impressed. I actually thought that was actually a decent looking movie Starscream.
I
thought it was a good looking.
I love it.
You know, I thought it was pretty decent. Like it actually like captures the look, and it also looks like a really good toy. So, you know, in both modes, which is saying something. You know what I mean? Like for being the movie Starscream. So it just needs a removable arm so that like when Megatron rips it off, and it needs a second head that has like missing eyes.
Oh my god, that would have been cool.
Because then you'll be getting into Marvel Legends territory.
Blind Starscream, that's what we could call it.
Yeah. And then of course having the good head would be the one that like, you know, Dark Knight Megatron picks up and goes, "Alas, poor Starscream, I knew him well," just like Rodimus Prime did with Bludgeon. So
Megatron with the Starscream head accessory. They should have done that.
That would have been good. That would have actually been smart on their part. But unfortunately, missed opportunity.
I do like the fact that this comes with a different weapon too.
With the buzzsaw, yeah, I like that too. I like the fact that he comes with buzzsaw. That makes him the Revenge of the Fallen version, because that's what was the thing that he used in that movie. So
yeah, and there's Lumpy Ironhide.
I actually kind of like that version of Ironhide. I think he actually looks pretty good. I think with the, the arm cannons, you know, because they're removable, and at least you can like actually remove them and make him look like a regular top kick if you want to put those on the side. And he looks like really posable, which is a good thing. So
the one thing I don't like about Ironhide, and it's nothing to do with the toy, it's to do with the character in the film. And I've seen this comment so often. I'm pretty sure you've seen me rant about it on Twitter. But it's like, people can't get over the fact that Ironhide died in Dark of the Moon. I've been seeing more and more comments of people like, "Oh, I still can't watch that movie because I hate it because they killed off Ironhide." And it's like, that happened 7 years ago. Get over it.
Well, if you really want to get down to it, there are people who still haven't gotten over the fact of such heroic nonsense. You know, decapitated Ironhide. So, you know, matches the G1 toy. Just like my shameless plug for my Ironhide and Ratchet video.
But I can't believe people still today, and Ironhide hasn't even gotten the spotlight in the movie franchise for the past 2 films, because I mean he's basically dead. Yeah. But it's like, and he's barely a character. All he does is like, "Oh, punk ass Decepticon, I'm gonna shoot you."
He didn't need to, because he was kick ass. You know, I will give him that. I think that's what it is. Like he was kick ass, and in the 3rd movie he was a lot more kick ass and even in the first 2 films. And then they just like watched him go out like that. Like, you know, he just kind of like got an underhanded back blast by Sentinel Prime. The whole purpose of his death was to make you hate Sentinel Prime.
Pretty much.
You know, and it works. You hate Sentinel Prime, but you know, of course, Murder Prime has to kill him in cold blood by shooting him in the back of the head like a coward. You know, I mean, let's put it this way. Go watch Dark of the Moon again, and then go read the comics before Ratchet becomes before Ratchet becomes the monster with Megatron. And you know, you'll see Optimus Prime lamenting about Ratchet's death. Oh, why? Why did Ratchet have to die? Like G1 Marvel Comics Prime is so, you know, but it makes you think about it, like from the perspective of, okay, well, if that's the way that Optimus Prime was, why did they make him a cold-blooded killer in the movies?
Yeah.
So, like, or when you look at like the G1 cartoon Prime, he was like John Wayne. It was like a different hero. Like the movie Prime was just give me your face. So, but you know, that's going on a Sentinel Prime rant there, the Optimus rant, and all over Ironhide. Poor Ironhide.
Ironhide always gets the worst of it.
Well, he could, you know, actually, no. The one who got it the worst was Jazz.
We lost a great comrade, but gained new ones. So I think it's a pretty good toss-up.
Oh well, toss him to the side. He died. What?
Lol.
You
he
killed
died.
off Jazz? It's like, oh my god, they killed off Kenny.
Lockdown.
What in the world? Why is he orange?
It's called Blazing Lockdown. Is he like going out for 420 just blazing?
Blazing. Maybe that's why his head is green. You know, because he's too busy blazing on some green.
This is Miami Lockdown. This is GTA. Like
GTA.
I don't know. It's a bright orange Lamborghini. I mean,
I'm gonna if he as long as he has like the face attachment, you know, so that he actually has like his gun face, and then he can say hello to my little friend.
Actually, I wonder if that gun can attach to his head.
It's a good question, because then you could do that. Then he would be Miami Scarface. You know.
Oh, I just realized that's the car from Fast and Furious 8, where Sergeant Epps grabbed the car door and started protecting himself from getting shot. In the night.
I've only seen the first Fast and Furious movie.
I've tried watching the Fast and Furious movies. I don't know why I can't get through them.
It's they're more mindless than Transformers.
Oh, it's not like they're bad. It's just it's the same thing with X-Men films. It's like for some reason I can't focus on the film.
I went through them all with the X-Men because I was also an X-Men reader. Like I was reading the comics back in the 80s and 90s. So, yeah. And then of course I got into the animated series. I don't know if you ever watched X-Men the animated series, but
I grew up with it.
Okay. So, you know, like the X-Men movies, it's kind of like you want to see that.
Oh yeah.
You know. And see, I also remember reading a lot of those, you know, storylines like Executioner Song and Extinction Agenda and Inferno and the Asteroid M, and all those different storylines, like X Factor, when like Cyclops had to give up Cable. Well, we didn't know he was Cable. He was just, you know, his baby Nathan. He had to give him up for the Technovirus, and when Angel became Archangel, I was an X-Men reader, so just as much as a Spider-Man reader as well.
I'll just say this: I'm not that deep into X-Men. All I know is like my favorite is Days of Future Past.
The movie-wise, or the storyline from the comics.
I haven't read the comics, but the movie.
Okay. The movie was very different. But what I liked about that movie is that it undid X-Men 3, which was a travesty.
Exactly.
So
That
wasn't a bad thing. That was a good thing.
Yeah. I'll just say this, like, I understand why people are going, what the hell with the lockdown? Why is this bright orange? I guess it's based on that scene in Age of Extinction where he's going through the fire with TJ Miller's dead body, but I still don't get it. But
maybe.
I still kind of like it. It actually reminds me of, I don't know if anyone remembers this, the Revenge of the Fallen Voyager Target exclusive Burning Fallen. That was like bright orange and dark.
Okay. Well, you know what that was based on? That was based on the Dreamwave comic.
Yeah. But it reminds me of it because it's got like kind of the same deco going on.
Gotcha. I'm indifferent with it because I wasn't a big I liked animated Lockdown, and I didn't feel like I liked this version of Lockdown. So,
I feel like it's a lost opportunity to not give him an animated deco, though.
True. Yeah, you know what? That is true. But then again, they still could, and they can release it with the movie or with a movie head, like instead of being the face mask. But we'll see.
I do like the fact that it comes with the face mask. I'm hoping that the gray is like the same color of the original Lockdown, so that you could just swap it out easily.
Yeah, that would. I didn't get any of the like I said, I'm not familiar with movie Lockdowns like toy wise, so
yeah. Well, there was basically the Age of Extinction Deluxe that was shit, and then the new one that's out. I like that Lamborghini, but mostly because I'm into Hot Wheels, so. I don't.
Actually, what we should do is take that orange Lockdown and swap them with a G1 styled hot rod head.
I was just thinking that, and then give like the robot some red accents to it or something like that. Maybe orange.
Absolutely.
If anyone wants Stinger in blue, here you go.
Well, it's good for army building for Age of Extinction, so.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the main reason why I want this. And you know what's funny? Speaking of Hot Wheels, I have the Pagani in blue as a Hot Wheels car. I don't have it in red. I wanted to get it, but I never did. But I have it in blue at least. So.
I'm surprised they haven't released a two-head toy yet.
Oh, that would have been nice. But I'm glad they're doing this at least. As much as people say, "Oh, I want them to do the Last Night Dreadbot," which why the hell does anyone want that? Or Onslaught or anything like that? Like, we just came off of the Last Night. How about we go back to the older toy lines and get some new toys from older characters, or some new toys of characters we never got, like the KSI bot, or as much as Soundwave did get about 2 toys, we never got like a really good release of him. So why don't we just get a new Soundwave for Studio Series?
I think they might do that. I think they probably will. It'll probably be the new car. It'll probably be the car, and maybe he might come with Laserbeak. So,
ooh, that would have been nice.
That would be nice. I'm not collecting the movie toys, but that I think they should definitely do that with the with Soundwave. But
oh, I just realized something. This reminds me of the Prime Viacon in a way.
The Prime Viacon?
Yeah.
Oh, the Viacons. That's right. Yeah.
It's got
I'm sitting there thinking Viacon. You know what I think of, right?
Batmobile.
Viacon Beast Machines.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm old school.
No,
what more can I say? I wouldn't be here today and pave the way.
I tried to watch all of Beast Machines. I stopped partway through, not because I thought, oh, Beast Machines is disgusting, but I don't know, I just kind of stopped.
It's only 26 episodes. It's not like a marathon that you have to go through. I'm actually trying to go through the original Masters of the Universe He-Man cartoon again. On Netflix. I would like to get caught up on that because I'd like to make sure that I'm up on my lore. Especially when I need a break from Transformers.
Oh yeah. Sometimes I'll cut to different toy lines when Transformers gets a little too boring for me.
Yeah, that and my daughter really loves Mario. So, you know, I have to make sure I put on like Mario 64 or Mario Odyssey. So like, you know, because she wants to see the game.
Yeah.
Especially since I met Charles Martinet last month. So
Ooh.
I don't know if you saw my Too Many Games video, but went through my haul and had Charles Martinet on that video as well.
I think I did, but I can't remember. I spent too much time on YouTube, but it's all a blur.
It's all good. So this Ratchet, I actually do like this Ratchet, just because he matches the, matches the
Dark of the Moon.
Yeah, the Dark of the Moon, like, because if you already have like the earlier versions of him, it's nice to like get like an updated version of him. I just one thing about the movie bots, and I've said this before, I never liked the robot designs, but I feel like if the heads were designed more like G1 heads, G1 fans would be less inclined to complain.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
Like, you think about this. If movie Ironhide had a G1 cartoon styled head with that like crest, and if Ratchet had a proper chevron, people wouldn't be complaining about their robot designs.
And here's the thing. I get why people complain about the robot designs, but they are kind of meant to look alien. They're not really... Because if you think of Transformers in the real world, the cartoon designs can't necessarily work. Like even the Bumblebee movie, they can't go completely like the G1 aesthetic.
Look at Starscream's. Look at the Starscream for the new Bumblebee movie, though. Look at that head.
That looks amazing.
And here you go. You have a G1 styled head in the movie setting. Why didn't we get that in the first movie?
But even then, like, I mean, yeah, that's definitely different than the Michael Bay version, but even that version of Starscream from the Bumblebee movie has a certain aesthetic, has like a certain amount of parts to its face to where it feels like it kind of needs that to look alien in this kind of world that they've already set. So, I mean, I get when people don't like the aesthetic of first movie Megatron or something like that, but they, like, people make it sound like they look that way for no reason and it's just stupid, and I kind of look at it like there is kind of a reason behind it.
Well, here's the thing. Believe it or not, actually, if you listen to, like, I'm sure you probably have, like, listened to Michael Bay's interview when, they first sent the design. Actually, Aaron Archer said this, was that when they sent the design, Michael Bay sent the designs over for, like, the Transformers when they first came over, they were like, you can't make our Transformers look like this. Like, Optimus Prime has to look like Optimus Prime. And, Bumblebee has to kind of look like Bumblebee. And, they had to go back and like add the horns and add the faceplate because movie Optimus didn't have that. So what I think what it was is that certain characters Hasbro put the hammer down, and other characters they just put their hands up in the air. Yeah. So the designs were pretty much like were not based on any previous character design. And the problem with that is that when you're taking an IP and you're reimagining it, you have to make things cool for new fans, and you have to cater to old fans so that both sets of fans can enjoy it.
I think that's why Hasbro was kind of like inclined to say that, okay, this design you can do whatever you want with, because as much as, you know, the original Transformers have a certain design, that's for like a toy company, but for a movie production, they probably don't know exactly what goes into that or what makes it look good. So it's like they let the professionals handle it, which, I mean,
it isn't so much a professionals thing. I don't think it's a professionals thing. I think it's more so about like they just wanted to just do their own thing. You know, it was nothing else. They didn't even want to take into consideration that they were calling this a particular character. You know, they didn't care. You know, they just figured, well, this is the vehicle. Let's just make a robot out of it. And we'll make it look like whatever we want it to look like. Not even taking the original design into consideration. You know, movie Starscream is a great example of that, where they take a great, I think personally, if they should have went with the old style robot design with that new jet, but they should have you know, made the robot head look. I think again the robot head is the main thing, but movie Starscream looks like a Dorito. But movie Ratchet, I was okay with the robot design. I just think his head looks weird.
I will give him credit for this though. Like, as much as people say, "Oh, the Transformers just look like a jumble mess," they all look the same. There's a lot of them that have a distinctness to them. Like Ratchet has a distinctness
in particular.
Ironhide, you know, Ratchet has this green kind of lumpy look to him, but you know, there's something about him that you just immediately recognize, you know?
Except for his head.
Yeah.
I don't like his face design. I never have. I don't like any of the robot faces in the movie.
But how can you say no to those wicked giant eyebrows? Those eyebrows are just huge on him.
Yeah. Well, again, if they gave him a chevron, fans would be less.
Hello? 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 Oh. He left. Oh no. I'm all alone. There's no one here beside me. If he does come back, I'll just try and continue the San Diego Comic-Con exclusives. So here's Ratchet. Very bright green, but I kind of like that. I like the felt, or not felt, but the highlighter green color. I love the gray, although it also kind of makes him seem like he's got too much of it. Like he's almost wearing a shirt or a certain type of pattern of armor or something like that. I don't know. And it looks kind of weird. It almost looks like Ratchet's been armored up in the arms. But for some reason, I think it works, and I kind of like it a little bit more than the first version of Ratchet. I wish there was more green in the arms. Other than that, I think it's fine. I think it looks a little bit better than the first version just because that first version of Ratchet just had so much green in it. So this one just makes him look a little bit more interesting. The gun needs more coloring, but I like the gun. I like the fact that they give him a different weapon. I didn't even know that you can give him weapons in his hands. I could have sworn you just give him the saw blade on the side of the arm and that's it. So it's kind of a surprise. And in fact, this whole wave is kind of a surprise because I thought, okay, most of these figures are just one and done. They're going to move on from the mold and not do anything else with these. But then you take a look at Lockdown, he's got a secondary mold. Stinger's got a secondary mold, and then Ratchet's got a secondary mold. So it's kind of surprising. We also have a Megatron, a Brawl, Grimlock, and whatever else. These aren't really a big deal. They're not a surprise. But there is another thing that I'm trying to find. If you guys want to, go ahead and go subscribe to RodimusPrimal. Is the Bumblebee movie toys. This is what I'm mostly interested in, and I hope that we get a single pack of Bumblebee. I'll explain what I'm talking about in a second. So here is the Transformers Bumblebee movie toy, number 24 on the list. And what's cool about him is he comes with a number of accessories. If you can see him in the packaging, he seems to be, and this might be unfortunate, a remold of the last night's Bumblebee. He seems to have different legs, he seems to have a different chest, different wings, but if you look at the hands, they are the exact same of the original. And he seems to have the same arm being able to swap out gimmick, which some people are not going to like, but I don't necessarily mind too much. However, I do like the Volkswagen Beetle mode. I think that looks good. And as far as the robot mode is concerned, it is nice. I like the silver. I like the wheels on the side of the legs. It looks a little chunky. It's got a couple of parts here and there. I can see parts of the car sitting on the back, which kind of makes me feel like these are fake bits in the chest, but I don't think they are. No, they're not. So I don't know what's hiding behind here. Maybe that's the back of the car. But still, I like the overall aesthetic. Would be nice if he had maybe a little bit more black to him, but I understand why he doesn't have that. The face is a little weird on the robot in the package, but you can also see that you are able to swap out the head because he's got the face mask that can be added on. I don't know how that can be added on. Maybe it could slip over the face, or maybe you can just pull off the head entirely. Whatever the case may be, I like the idea. And it doesn't stop there. He's also got a couple of weapons. He's got a blade that attaches to his arm, which is also the same weapon that the power change or power charge Bumblebee had, so he probably likely has that in the film itself. Another weapon he has is the ability to swap out his arm for a cannon. It's a tiny cannon. It's a weird looking cannon, but it's a nice looking cannon. I like it. So yeah, plenty of gimmicks. You're able to attach weapons to both of the hands and able to flip out, or not flip out, but change out his face for a mask. Now, if you look at the packaging right behind there, you could also see the Last Night Bumblebee. Now, the Last Night Bumblebee is apparently taller than the first movie Bumblebee, or by that I mean the Studio Series Bumblebee that's designed to look like the first movie Camaro. Sadly enough, that would mean that the new Bumblebee is much smaller than that. However, I will say that I think that actually works. I don't mind that. It looks all right to me. I don't mind the fact that he's smaller because some of the other Decepticons that would come out is probably going to be a little bit taller than him. So I think this is a good looking Bumblebee. And then we also have the Last Night Bumblebee. Oh, I didn't know this, but it looks like it's going to be a rusty Volkswagen. So that's going to be cool. But yeah, you can see the different weapons. I like the look of that. You could also see the Last Night Bumblebee is also getting a re-release. Woo! You know, there's people that missed out on that Bumblebee, but this isn't that great. In fact, I believe if I bring out my Last Night Bumblebee, because I have it, it is a repaint of the previous version. And if you guys are wondering what is the difference between the two, this Last Night Bumblebee Has some silver in the legs that this one does not, as well as some silver in the upper arms. So, kind of like the Bumblebee that we got for the, what was it? The Age of Extinction repaint. This is kind of the same thing, where it has less paint than the original. I do kind of like the cannon, though, and how it's in all gray. I don't know why, it just works for it. And it seems to me that the background is that car chase with Bumblebee versus the cops before Barricade shows up. So if you're into that, that's fine. My problem, and I didn't catch this on right away, is that both Bumblebees are a 2-pack. You cannot buy this in a retail Bumblebee without this. Another problem that I have with this pack is it's called the Then and Now Bumblebee. Wouldn't it make more sense if the Then Bumblebee was the first Studio Series Bumblebee over this Last Night Bumblebee? Because that's the one that actually started this off. The Last Night didn't start off shit. It was just the 5th movie Bumblebee. But I guess it kind of makes... Oh, no, I get it now. This is the 1967 Volkswagen Beetle versus the 2018 Chevrolet Camaro. Okay, now I get it. So it's the evolution of Bumblebee through the timeline, not the actual toys or the movies. Okay, I get it now. But still, not a fan of the Last Night Bumblebee being in this pack. I think that's a lost opportunity. I believe that you can get this Bumblebee separate at some point in time. I wouldn't be surprised if you can get the pack just alone. If not, I'm going to be a little bit frustrated, but at least the Last Night Bumblebee in that pack is a different paint job, so it's not really that big of a deal. I can buy it, but it's just not fun. You also have Masterpiece Ironhide that I don't really care about talking about because we already know about him. Woo. Then we also have a commercial for SDCC Comic-Con for the Transformers Siege thing, but I am not going to play it because possible copyrights and like that. First look, War for Cybertron. Ooh. But with that out of the way, that is pretty much my opinion on the whole thing. So yeah, let's go ahead and do a quick rundown. Okay, Generation 1 Transformers. The reissues, Bumblebee I like, Tailgate I want, Swerve looks cool, and Fallback or Outback looks nice. Devastator looks cool, not sure if I'm going to buy him. The Cyberverse Acid Storm I kind of like, but I don't know if I'll buy it. The Shockwave Ultra Class one looks cool. I might get that one because it's Shockwave. All the other ones I don't really care about, except for the Optimus with the trailer, and I don't even know why I want that. The Studio Series stuff. Lockdown, I kind of want. The KSI robot, which is named, they actually gave him a name. I can't remember what the name is, though. Let's see if I can find it. I have to go back on Citron. It is come on. You guys know what I'm talking about. The KSI drone. Where the hell is it? KSI Sentry. I don't know what Shadow Raider is, by the way. Oh, Blazing Lockdown now confirmed to be called Shadow Raider. Okay. Wait. Oh! I just figured out what Lockdown is. That's not Lockdown. You know what that is? That's in case anyone didn't figure it out. I had no clue. Finally figured it out. That is the drone for Lockdown. That's not Lockdown. That's the drones that were like walking around his spaceship. Now I get it. Damn. Now that gun looks familiar. Now I definitely want it. Knowing that. Okay. Dark of the Moon Ratchet, I want that. KSI Sentry, I don't know if I said that. I want that. I want to get the Stinger as well. Starscream looks cool. Kind of want that. And the Studio Series Bumblebee, I really want that figure, but I'm not sure because it's in the 2-pack. I might wait to see if it's in a single pack. If not, I might as well get the 2-pack, but we'll have to wait and see. So with that out of the way, that is my opinion about the whole thing. I know we kind of went sidetrack on different topics. I hope that's not a bad thing. I hope you guys did enjoy the live stream. Which website did we just look at the pictures on? CBtron and TFW 2005. Brian, will you be streaming all the updates for SDCC reveals? I'll be trying to. I like the Lockdown repaint because it reminds me of the orange Revenge of the Fallen Breakdown repaint. Oh yeah, I think that was Oil Pan or something like that. Let's see. But yeah, if you guys missed the last night Bumblebee, well, there you go. There's something for you to enjoy. Daniel, no, I don't know what you're talking about, those cassette tape transformers. Those cassette tape transformers were just repaints of other cassette transformers. They're not actually from the film. That's why they're in the SDCC pack, is because it's like Bumblebee movie takes place in the 80s, so it just works out for it. Hello? Right. Okay. Right. Sorry about that. Yeah, I can't wait for that KSI drone. Me neither. I'll probably get Dark of the Moon Ratchet and Starscream from Revenge of the Fallen. Yeah, those look cool. How much do you think Bumblebee pack will be? Probably $60 out here, which now that I think of it, I don't want to pay that, but who knows. Let's see. ATA fan page 101. There are going to be cassette. Oh, I already read that. Was that Primal? You mean the Optimal Optimus? I'm actually beginning to think to myself, does the first Studio Series Starscream's gun actually match the gray with the Revenge of the Fallen Studio Series Starscream? I don't know, because I looked at that and it seemed to have like a gunmetal color, and this one does. But because they're both different weapons, I don't know if it really matters. My guess, the 2-pack's going to be $40 since it's two $20 figures. Yeah, but here's the problem: is that like it might be an exclusive, so it might raise the price. Oh yeah, RodimusPrimal was here. There's a video on Laszlo Venn saying that he knows some of the story plot, and there's a scene where B touches an outlet and spills his energy on cassette tapes. That's all I can tell you. I don't know what that has to do with Transformer, or like cassettes being Transformers. That I don't know. Hey Brian, if you go to the meme part of Discord, I made Fish Shot Rod. Oh God. Yep, that's what it looks like pretty much. You got it on good. Yeah, I can't talk today. I will be right back. War is bad. Peace is good. Flapjacks are delicious. Honestly, I want a Studio Series who I don't get why people want Dreadbot. It's basically just Crowbar with less reason to be there. I would like a Studio Series Slug and Strafe though. Considering the improvements of Strafe and Slug, or not Scorn and Grimlock. Daniel Perez, I mean, you just kind of spoiled it, even though I knew. Hey, Brian, any figures you want to see revealed tomorrow for Siege? Oh, that reminds me. I know there's supposed to be a Prowl and an Ironhide, plus a Sixgun revealed. Yeah, I'm not sure if they're going to reveal all those at SDCC, just because they might wait for another convention, but I don't know. Because if you noticed that all the reveals for Generations War for Cybertron Siege is just Autobots. Like, there's not a single Decepticon that's shown. So I'm wondering if they're going to save Decepticons for another time, or Decepticons are going to be shown throughout SDCC, like in the next couple of days. We'll have to wait and see. Honestly, there's a Megatron. I heard there was a Shockwave rumor, but it might actually be the Ultra Class Shockwave we got in Cyberverse. We don't have I don't know what else should be revealed. I feel like we've got most of the deluxes that we need right now. I also want to say that I feel like some of the figures that have been revealed is Wave 1 and Wave 2. Because I just don't imagine all those Autobots being from one wave and not having any Decepticons whatsoever. So I feel like it should be split in half in the middle with the Decepticons, at least for the first wave. Even though Powered the Primes didn't really do that with their deluxes. I mean, they got Jazz, Dreadwind, and then 2 Dinobots. So already overtaken. I feel like because Siege starts off a new wave, the only reason why I don't think Combined should have done that, and they didn't, is because it was Combined Wars and they had to do Superion first. And then the next wave they did Menasor, so they caught up with it. I would like to see a Sideswipe and a Mirage. Do you think Prime will be in the Bumblebee movie? I feel like he will be a voice. If anything, he would show up pretty quickly, but not do much. I would like to see a Siege Soundwave figure. I would like to see a Studio Series Laserbeak if it comes with the Soundwave. I would like to see him turn into probably a printer. Or actually a computer screen would probably work best. I don't know what's with this eye right now. I don't want a Studio Series Knights or Dragon Storm right now. We just got them. Have you talked about the things, the Siege sizzle reel? I don't want to watch it right now. Really, Wave 1 launches in December. I would have never guessed. I already figured. I want Studio Series movie, Barricade and Onslaught. Why does anyone want Onslaught? I'm sorry, I need to rant about this. Why the hell does anyone want Onslaught, Dreadbot, and Mohawk for Studio Series? Wouldn't you want like an older toy? Like I'm not trying to do like a whole breakdown or make myself look like an asshole, But why do people want them? We just got off of the last night as a toy line. We have 4 other movies of characters that we could do. We have 4 other movies of characters that we never got, like Hatchet and whoever the fuck else. We could get a whole new Q, a whole new Dino figure, and this and that. And people want fucking Dreadbot that did nothing in the film and is basically just Crowbar. Just buy Crowbar. Why do you want him in studio series? We just got off of the last night. Onslaught sucks. I don't fucking get. I would hate for them to make that. Yep, studio series Sentinel would be nice. Devastator would be huge. I think a Lockdown or a Dinobot solo movie would be cool. Kind of. CX5, we could also say the same for Ratchet. I mean, he got a toy in Dark of the Moon, and then we got a Studio Series Ratchet, so I feel like we could get a Studio Series Barricade. Alright, see you, Master Builder. Yeah, I'm gonna be heading off pretty soon. So yeah, what else is there to talk about? Can't believe I didn't catch that the drone thing was fucking or the lockdown repaint was actually the drone. Let's see. Ooh, I am seeing that Night Beat in the, or not Night Beat, that Pounce in the package, and it looks really good. All right. Sorry, I was just reading something quickly. Ice cream skids and mudflap? Eh. Doomslayer, I mean, I don't want them to do combiners right now for Siege and War for Cybertron, because like most of the Voyagers got restricted in doing 3 modes. You take a look at the Titans Returns, they tried to force in a 3rd mode to a lot of those figures, and it just did not work. And then the other ones were like combiner torsos that, again, did not really work for some of them. Not everything, but some of them. Yeah, fuck, I just totally zoned out again. Studio Series Jetfire would be cool. I believe there's going to be a Cyberverse or maybe a Generations one coming out. I hope it's Generations. I would like to see the classic cartoon alt mode of Jetfire. Let's see. Studio Series Ravage, yeah. Okay, I'm kind of done with this Studio Series stuff. Like, I'm not trying to harsh on anything. It's just like that's the past 20 live streams now, so I'm just kind of done. Hot Rod looks like a fucking dead pigeon. Okay. Why did Hasbro repaint Nitro Zeus for Thundercracker and not Starscream? Okay, I get that. I like the Starscream mold, and I kind of don't understand why he wasn't Thundercracker. I mean, you had the opportunity. However, I really like this Thundercracker. I think it's a fantastic figure. It's actually better done than the Nitro. I don't just mean that by the colors. Although some of the colors I like on Nitro a little bit more, I think his consistency is a little bit better. I like the dark blue on this. Some of the molding is a little bit better because some of the tabs seem to lock in better. So, goldfish, sorry. Yeah, that's the goldfish. The Bumblebee movie takes place in the 80s. Prime wouldn't have landed yet, right? Unless he came here and then left. Can you take off his head? Yeah, you could take off Thundercracker's head, except it's a pain in the ass to put in and then plug back off, I guess. Since you have it, can you tell me what you think about the head? Because I don't know if I should get... The head is actually, I thought it was going to be bigger than the Starscream, and I think it's the eyes that make it look like it. But it's not as big as I thought it was going to be. Yeah, it's got multiple eyes to it, and it's kind of weird. But, I mean, it fits the movie aesthetic in a way, I guess. I mean, it does kind of smooth itself out, so it doesn't feel as, like, flat or panelly and by comparison. Because, like, the movie aesthetic kind of has different things going for it. This just feels like it's more rounded, but almost like he's got a slick hairstyle to him, actually. But, yeah, it's not too bad. I like Thundercracker. I really do. You know who I really like? Masterpiece Bumblebee. It feels a lot heavier than the other two figures I just picked up. I also like this because I brought out my Studio Series figures and then my Masterpiece Bumblebee because we're talking about Bumblebee movie stuff. Is the Voyager Studio Series Optimus Prime. I really like this figure. I love the swords. Transformation is fun. I don't like the alt mode too much. Just a personal thing, but I love the robot. It's fun to pose and stuff like that. I really did not think much of the Optimus Prime when I first saw it, and I wasn't sure about getting it. I got the opportunity, and I thought, fine, why not? And I love that thing. Will there be a Skyward figure? I don't know. Have you heard after Transformers Bumblebee movie that yeah, I heard about another Transformers film in the works. I already talked about that. We need a Bludgeon figure. I mean, we got one. We got two in the movie verse. I know we already got it, Power of the Prime's Grimlock, but it would be great if we got a Siege Grimlock. What's your favorite TF show? Prime. Yes, I watched JonTron. The new Deluxe Repugnance is... Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think I mentioned that in the video. How you can attach the Repugnance onto Repugnance. Wasn't Barricade confirmed for Cyberverse? I don't know. I don't keep track. How come every time I posted a question, you look after it passed? I don't know. Have they shown what the Titan Master for Repugnance looks like? I'm pretty sure it's just a basic Titan Master, not really much to talk about. Studio Series, do you know? As in Dark of the Moon, do you know? Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Cyberverse Barricade looks good. All right, see ya, Tobin. Barricade is kind of unknown. Whether blah 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 blah. It's a little bad. All the new Bumblebee toys have wings, but in the new movie, he does not. I mentioned this before. I don't think that. I think that version of Bumblebee with the door wings is based on concept, not necessarily the final design of Bumblebee in the movie. Do you think Hasbro make a Shatter and Dropkick remolded of each other? No, I don't think so. They have very different designs. Brian, funny story. I bought off the BotCon Cybertron's Most Wanted for 80. Ooh, off of FunPub. Nice. The best Dino was the third-party one. Yeah, I have that. It's for Raj. I need to review it soon. This chat will now be talking about GoBots. Repugnus with Repugnus. How are you, Brian? I'm fine. Hello? What's with Studio Series? Takara is helping Hasbro with the figures, but the painting looks like Hasbro made it alone without Takara's help, because they probably did. The last Studio Series should be Devastator with individual transforming Constructicons. I'm not sure about that. Scooter, a GoBot story. Brian, do you like Fans Hobby Mega? Is that the Megatron that's a dragon? It looks okay. I wonder if Takara's Siege figures will follow in the footsteps of the Power of the Prime. Yeah, it probably will. I live in New York like RodimusPrimal. It's 3 a.m. Jesus. Okay, Taco. I just figured this out. I didn't really know right away, but that new lockdown is actually the drones that worked for lockdown in the movie from the ship that would walk around and start shooting at Cade. That's what that orange lockdown is. Hey, Brian, do you think you're going to get the Prime Wars Blast Off, which is an Amazon exclusive? I don't know. The main focus is the punch, counterpunch, and I'm not about that. Will we be getting a deluxe hot rod for the Bumblebee movie? I don't know. The only Bumblebee movie toys we know of is the Energon Igniters, and we don't even know everything that's coming from it, and the two Bumblebee figures, which is the deluxes. How about we get the other Dinobots from Age of Extinction? Yeah, that'd be cool. But they went with orange, but they weren't orange though. I think that's just to make it different. Because they got the same head, they got the same gun. Apparently they're called the Sentries or something like that. Not KSI Sentries. They're called some Raider or something like that. And they're meant to be the drones. Hey, Brian, cheap FNAF scare. But yeah, that orange lockdown is called Shadow Raider. Man, the BTM Cyberverse Optimus looks like shit. Yeah, it does. Were they even Transformers? They didn't have an alt mode, so I guess it could be anything if they want to make it an orange Lamborghini. You hear Walmart is going to make streaming like Netflix so stupid. I don't know what's stupid about that. Streaming services is a big deal, so I don't think, and Walmart's a big company that could probably get a lot going for it, so I don't know why it'd be stupid if Walmart does a Netflix thing. I don't think we're gonna get the wreckers because a lot of the wreckers are like old style NASCAR vehicles, so I don't know if they can get the rights. Granted, they got Pontiac Solstice, but did they just get the rights from GM? I think they got away with doing a Dino from Tiny Turbos because he's just a repaint of Hot Rod. Oh man, unfunny erector joke. Starscream is a Dorito. For Studio Series, we should have a Bumblebee in every size class. Oh no. I'm gonna skip over all the Studio Series stuff. Who owns Transformers? Who owns Transformers? I don't know, Hasbro? Did they do Siege Beast Wars characters? That would be cool. Brian, single thing I buy new coming Legion class. English. Favorite cardboard custom you made is Wreck and Ruin. Yay, Wreck and Ruin! I love the two. They're great. They're also like very solid too. Just how they're designed. It's just I don't know why they're that solid actually. I can't remember what made them so solid. I have videos on the custom Rack and Ruin if anyone wants to check that out. Also the Slipstream, Pipes, Countdown, and Obsidian. And I haven't done one for Galvatron for some reason. Maybe they'll make a Rack and Ruin in Siege. That would be nice. Can you make a video about how you make them? Because I would like to. No, honestly, and it's not because I don't want you to figure it out. It's because I suck on how-to videos when it comes to that stuff. If I show you how to transform something, it's because, oh, I know where the instructions are. If it's something like that, I can't figure it out. Prime was an amazing series, but it sucked. We never got more Predacons. There's 5 Predacons. How many more Predacons do you need? Oh, you're talking about Transformers Prime. I thought you meant like Prime Wars. Yes and no. Oh, you're talking about the show. Yeah, I wish there was more Predacons. And it looked like they were going to add more Predacons with like there was one of the Predacons that looked like fuck, what was it? Skystalker, and they never did anything with them. I'm going to be triggered if they don't make a frickin' Brawn leader class figure. I mean, who doesn't like Brawn? Why would they make a Brawn leader class figure? That'd be weird. If you want make a video, can you tell me how I just told you I suck on those how-to videos. I'm not sure what telling you about how to make it that I can't even explain that. I can't even explain why I can't explain that. I got 20 viewers now because I look so bored because I'm so tired. Let's see. It sucked how already killed some of the moth. Eh. Does anyone else find it a bit weird that the new punch counterpunch detachable head looks kind of ghostly? I don't think it's a detachable head. I think it just transforms. My Walmart is always out of stock of toys. Target is always on stock. I hope we get a Bulldog. I don't. Okay, I just would like a newer Grindor figure. Just get the blackout. It's pretty much the same thing. In fact, the Grindor looks more like, or the blackout that we got for Studio Series looks more like a Grindor to me. Just because Grindor to me in that film looked a little more gray. Like you could tell there's a different hue with Starscream between the films. Blackout, but there's something to the hue and the saturation that just makes them look like two different characters. Do you know what happened to Skywarp and Thundercracker after War for Cybertron and Fall Cybertron, and why they weren't in Prime? I don't know. Maybe it's because War for Cybertron and Fall Cybertron isn't canon to Prime, and they just kind of tried to force it. Do you think Hasbro should make more stuff? Studios. Oh, I said I was going to move past all the Studio Series stuff. Got to go to the bathroom. Oh, quick, cool. New York City has no Walmarts, so no G1 reissues. Okay, but you can still order them online. I hope we get Mohawk. I hope we don't. Won't. I meant won't not want. I want to know how the ball joints are in the custom. They're not in the custom, and also that was barely a sentence. I just said I don't want to do a how-to on my custom cardboard figures. So, actually, at the Studio Series here, but what I've been noticing is a trend looking for the Studio's Stinger is that some. Oh, hi! I came to stop by. I also like a left a like. Thank you. My Target still has the last night. Shockwave is the only one I'm getting from Cyberverse. Yeah, pretty much the same. And I want to get both versions. But overall, the figure is pretty cool. What happens if you eat a bag of Doritos in front of a movie Starscream? He gets triggered. Royal Cinema. Oh, you're talking to someone else. It wasn't until today when I realized cassette transformers make no sense because cassettes themselves don't have electric mechanism. Ah, that's a good point. The fuck? Would you be interested in making a new collection update video? Just curious. I might. I don't know. Would have been cool to see them transform them in Transformers Prime though. I wasn't talking about Studio Series. I just said something similar to. Oh, don't you hate it when people comment like this? No, because I used to comment like that. How about Onslaught? I want one Onslaught. I don't want fucking Dreadbot, and I don't want fucking Mohawk in fucking Studio Series. Subscribe. You should make a video called "How to Make People Shut Up and Stop Asking Me on How to Make videos." I also been hearing Cyberverse news-wise that Peter Cullen and Megatron's voice actor might not reprise the roles. I wouldn't be surprised. The idea of Starscream having an extra head with no eyes was genius. Okay, guys, I'm back. How about another Berserker? No. Stop touching my ball joints. Okay. Did I finally get past 6,700? Let's see. 6,701. Thank you guys so much for subscribing to my pitiful life. I'm terrible. Yay. I'm gonna go on the social play because I am a sack of shit. And then after that, I'm gonna call the night. So I wanted to edit a video and I never did. 17 subscribers today. Okay, cool. And 4,000 views today. Awesome. So, yeah, with that out of the way, I think I'm going to call it a night here. So, I thank you guys for watching. No, I don't want to join another Discord server right now. I joined a bunch of them already. Anyways, that's pretty much it. If you're gonna try to stream SDCC release, does that mean there will be another stream tomorrow? It depends on what comes out. I know that I want to do an Insane Asylum episode with Larry and Dakota. So we will have to wait and see exactly what goes on with that. Shout outs, am I right? Haha, no. Anyways, not when you ask. Anyways, so yeah, I'm gonna call it a night. I thank you guys for watching. If there's more news and I really want to talk about it, I'll try to do more news. I might try to do a video if we get official pictures of just that and just call it a day with that. But if there's a lot more news coming out, I'll do a full thing about that. But yeah, Insane Asylum, it's gonna happen. Not sure when. It's probably gonna be a few days after SDCC is done, so we're just gonna have to wait. Another thing is that, well, because we're gonna have a whole bunch of figures, we're gonna have a whole bunch of official images of those stock toys coming out, hopefully soon. And do you know what that means? More before it's out videos. So that will be coming out soon. For the people that just want me to focus on one toy and that's it, you know, you could click any one of the videos and be like, hey, he did a video on that. Let's go to that. You consider me the best toy review. Oh, thank you. Speaking of which, I also have a Vector Prime and Metalhawk review that I need to finish and edit together. I already did one on Cloudburst, so if you like that, yeah. Anyways, with that said, I thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and all those fun doodads. And I will see you guys next time. Oh, and thank you to RodimusPrimal for stepping into the Hangouts and talking about stuff. Mostly Transformers.